Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for international rugby, and they don't get much bigger than this. All Blacks taking on Ireland at Eden Park. The last time these two sides met, it was last November, and Ireland winning that match 29 points to 20. Now they're here at Eden Park in Auckland in front of over 47,000 in attendance, and they have never won on New Zealand soil before. I hope you guys are all doing well. Kickoff for this match will be taking place at 7:05 New Zealand time, so in about 20 minutes time, but we've got plenty of stats to deep dive into, lineups as well to have a look through, and then of course after this game we have got another one, and that is Australia taking on England. But hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're all excited for another match of international rugby. We'll get straight into it and look straight away at the All Black side that they have selected for this test match. Now during the week there are a few players out due to COVID cases, so because of that they had to make the changes as they did arise. But in the front row, there's George Bower, Cody Taylor, two Crusaders teammates, and then number 3 for this contest, it will be Ofa Tuangafasi, the Blues number 3, ready to go in the front row. Then a huge amount of experience there in the locking department. Brodie Retallick at number 4, and then number 5, they have gone with Sam Whitelock. There were a few questions of whether or not he was going to be match fit due to that thumb injury that he did have. He actually still, I believe, has a broken thumb, but he's going to be playing through the pain like the veteran that he is. Looking through at the next position, it's number 6. It's the one that's raised the most questions about this All Blacks lineup. It is Scott Barrett slotting in as the blindside flanker. Now, I know that some people were annoyed with this because it gave them flashbacks of 2019's World Cup. Scott Barrett, he will be looking to determine whether or not he can really play that blindside flanker role in this contest, and he's going to be put to the test up against a very strong man and Peter O'Mahony. We have also got there, and the chat, let's get it All Blacks, baby, says Tesla, 13 all between Japan and France. I do see that they're actually having a very close game between the two of them. And then also we have got Let's Go Baby, says Matt, and Fasi, or Ofa Tuangafasi needs to go to wear so many props better than them, or better than him this year. And the stadium looks so packed. Yeah, they're expecting 47,000 in attendance for this fixture, which is why we've also got our suit on, even though the tie looks a bit wonky. It never quite sits right when you got a tie tucked into your like front while sitting down, but it's going to be a great matchup, and this is also going to be a great loose forward trio with Sam Cane, the captain, slotting in at number 7, and then number 8, they have gone Artie Savea. The back line, few changes throughout the week, a couple debuts, looking like they're going to be making their way into there, and Dad said again, says, I am Nutty, and also cheers, all hi Hamish, cheers at David the Mole, welcome in mate, hope you are doing well, and also we need Folau Fakatava playing. He is hopefully going to get his opportunity for the All Blacks in the near future. I do see that all of the New Zealand commentators have selected the All Blacks to be able to win this game. 1 to 12, 3 of them picked, and then Goldie, Jeff Wilson, has decided that it's going to be 13 plus in favour of the All Blacks at Eden Park. But the back line, Aaron Smith at number 9, Beauden Barrett slots in at 10, and he will have to have a very strong backline role in this contest if the backline of the All Blacks is going to be precise and as accurate as Ian Foster would want it to be. And also, I will see the match, or is only commentary. Sadly, it is only commentary. Due to licensing, we're unable to show match footage or audio, but we'll keep you updated. We'll let you know who's scoring, who's got the ball, everything to do with this matchup. It's just everything but, sadly, the audio and also the match footage. But looking through at the centres, Tupaea slots in at number 12, had a very good Super Rugby Pacific season, so we'll be excited to get another international cap under his belt. Reiko Ioane, I feel he's going to be important in that All Blacks backline, bringing the pace and also that quick step and ability that Reiko Ioane has. It is a debut at the left wing, and it is Leicester Whainānuku. His brother just made his debut for Tonga not too long ago, and so he comes out for the big ones. Hamish says Tesla, it certainly does, and the matches don't get much bigger than this one, that is for sure. Eden Park, in front of a packed crowd. Ireland have never won on New Zealand soil. New Zealand, though, up against Ireland in the last little while. Their record isn't the best, which is why this one, I just can't wait. It's going to be a great match. We're only about 15 minutes away from it getting underway. I was like, here, very busy. So here's that Brandon there as well. And also Marco, here's that Tesla, and also hey, buddy, cheer for Marco Vunapola. But yeah, it's going to be an absolutely awesome fixture. Sever Reece out on the other wing, and then Jordie Barrett slotting in at fullback. Now, there will be no Will Jordan, no Jack Goodhue, no David Havili. Those are 3 names that will be missing for at least this week, and then maybe the next one, depending on when they did test positive. I've never gone to a big game in a big stadium, There's Barrett on your lawn, and yeah, they don't get much bigger than this one for the stadium. I think they are expecting over 47,000 in attendance, which is absolutely massive, and it should be a great way to start off the international rugby. Although that's the thing, we've already done 2 of the Pacific Nations Cup games, so that has been pretty awesome to be able to see those ones in action. But now looking through at Ireland's side now, you will notice compared to the game up against the Māori All Blacks, it is completely different to what we saw there. Keith Earls was slotting in at number 14. That is the one thing that has almost stayed the same, although he was at 11 for the last match. Everyone else has changed. Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong, they are going to be the front row, brilliant in a scrum. And what is Eden Park's capacity? I believe it's 50-something thousand, if I'm not wrong. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 47,000 is actually its attendance amount that they can have. And good evening, Hamish. It's a long night. Good to see you again, says Spider Mick. And we have got plenty of matches that are coming to you guys for today as well. My voice is trying to disappear. We're not going to let it, though, because we have still got another like 10 hours of talking for this match at 57, I think. There's Burnout on your lawn. But speaking of Burns, Tyke Burn there at number 4. The transition couldn't have been any better if we tried. James Ryan slotting in at number 5. Unfortunately, Ian Henderson down due to a knee injury. So he has actually gone back to Ireland, or he is on his way back to Ireland very soon. Peter O'Mahony slots in at number 6. Josh Van den Fleer at tremendous. That's a combination of fabulous and tremendous, but he is both of those ones been playing brilliantly in the last year or so. Kalen Doris slots in as number 8. Then the backline, Jameson Gibson Park at number 9. Johnny Sexton is going to need a big matchup, and him versus Beauden Barrett is a match that's almost mouth-watering the way that those two will be going head-to-head, playing their own chess battle with the men on the outside as well, with Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose, 2 Leinster representatives. James Lowe also plays for Leinster, and Hugo Keenan, you'll never guess it, plays for Leinster as well. And then Keith Earls, did mention him a little bit earlier on. He will be rearing to go for this contest, and he should still be relatively match fit. He has got the most caps, I guess, for a winger in this matchup, I believe. Keith Earls, about 80-something, and he's going to be going head-to-head with Lester Whaiananuku. And let's go, AB says, OB and also morning all says, Gareth, hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you're excited for the Springboks versus Wales a little bit later on tonight. Going to be an absolutely awesome occasion, and hopefully it is going to be a relatively close one as well. But now we will look through the benches. And also, where are you getting a fitted suit? Or when are you getting a fitted suit? I mean, this one fitted me when I went to the ball, but I was a bit bigger than I am now. So it doesn't quite work out, unfortunately. And also France, 13 all at halftime with Japan. That is a very impressive performance from Japan to be that close. But looking through at the benches, Samasoni Takiaho there at number 16. Carl Tonukiafi at 17. And then number 18, it is Angus Tarvell. I should say, anyone got a live stream link? It depends on whereabouts you are. If you are at anywhere in New Zealand or Australia, it's either Sky Sport or Stan Sport, I believe, are your 2 options. And I'm watching all the games on Sky as well, says Max. And Ireland 24 to New Zealand's 36 is the prediction there. But Dalton Papali'i, Peter Gus Sowakula, 2 very useful individuals. And Peter Gus Sowakula will be his debut for this contest. Then from there, Dalton Papali'i's only recently come back from an appendix surgery. He's ready to go. Is the game on Prime? I hope it is, and this guy's streaming it. Says, I'm nutty there, and also AB's by 15 plus. Says, so a bowl, won an easy win for New Zealand. Says, Colt Williams and I, Hamish, and everyone says William in there. Hope you are doing fantastic, mate, and hope you are rearing to go for plenty more international rugby. Finley Christie slots in as number 21. Richie Moonga as 22, and then Braden Enor will be the late inclusion into the side, and that is number 23. Looking through at Ireland's bench, Heffernan, see at 16. Finley Bilham, he actually played recently in the Māori All Blacks game. Now, the thing that really shocked me when I saw the lineup was Cian Healy. That man got his knee bent in all sorts of awkward ways, yet he's still there for this matchup. So I don't know how long they're going to give him. I'd like to think that Tyke Furlong will be able to last a majority of this match, but Tyke Furlong's had his own injury troubles. So imagine if Cian Healy has to go out there after like 5 to 10 minutes and then has to try and put in 70 minutes on a half-broken knee. It's going to be tough for him, but you know that he's not going to complain one bit. He will just keep on going as well. And Farrell Senior played with Inga the winger, who loved him as well, as Marco Vunipola. Now, the Irish, they have certainly turned up for this game. There are plenty of Irish flags in the crowd, plenty of green, and it's going to be absolutely awesome seeing them in action. Kieran Treadwell slotting in at number 19, and then it is Jack Conan at 20, Connor Murray at 21, Joey Carberry as 22, and then the captain of the side up against the Māori All Blacks, it has Bundy Aki at number 23. And Kapo Pango for the Haka tonight. Says Nov Mum there, and also the All Blacks 32 to the Irish 15. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will be able to score the first try of this match? My brain's telling me Reiko, Ioane, or James Lowe. I think those two are the ones that come to mind. The reason James Lowe is there is because he actually scored the first try up against us in November, which wasn't too long ago, or it feels like it wasn't too long ago. It's like 7 months. Can't believe how quick this year is going. And yep, Kappa Opango says that burnout on Ioane, and interesting to see how this type 5 for the ABs can go up against this very impressive Irish outfit. These same forwards have been dominated on many occasions. That's the thing. When you look through that 4-pack of the Irish, you got Furlong, Sheehan, Porter. First of all, front row that you don't want to come up against in a scrum because they will be able to break you in half. Then you got the locks, Tyg Byrne. The only benefit is the fact that Ian Henderson is now out due to injury, but bringing in James Ryan as his replacement isn't exactly going to make that big of a difference for the All Blacks at line-out time. And let's get ready to rumble. Says Sweet As there as well. Appreciate you with that donation, Sweet As, and hope you are excited, extremely excited for this contest as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. How many Irish players are out versus the team that beat New Zealand last year? Says I am nutty. There are still quite a few similarities, but a few big ones that I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. They haven't got Jack Conan in the starting lineup. Instead, he will be coming off the bench. No Ronan Kelleher as well, and he is not actually off the bench either in this contest. But Dan Sheehan, I mean, it's not exactly, once again, Ireland have got stock and they've got plenty of it as well. They're as if they're a warehouse that is filled up to the brim, and anytime one bit of product gets past its best before date, that's not a reference to Johnny Sexton. He's still right in his prime, but anytime it gets past that best before date, you just bring in your next stock, and it's just as effective, if not more effective, than the original stock that you did have. The Irish, they'll be excited. That man, okay, he just had his cheeks out. I thought he had like a bunch of water in there like he was a chipmunk. Get him fired up for this match. First try, Sevu Reece. Says Marco Vonnabola and Tonga 36, Fiji nil, although the other way round for that contest. And also Jordie Barrett, first try scorer in this game, is decided in the 4-pack. Do you have an AB's jersey? I don't actually have a kit, but I've got an AB's t-shirt that I do own, and Ireland will get the points with a penalty kick. But I'm picking Richie Mo'unga to score first, says David the Mod. Oh, and Richie Mo'unga actually coming off the bench in this contest. Come on, Ireland, says Blake. And Johnny Sexton now just about to lead the Irish out to Eden Park. I feel like that was a very deep breath that I just took. I'm nervous for both of these teams. Yes, I'm from New Zealand, but this commentary, I'm going to try my absolute best to make it completely impartial like we always do. Don't know. Sometimes I might even sound like I'm going for Ireland. It's just a massive occasion, and they are making their way out onto the field now. The Irish ready to go for what is a monumental test match. Sexton should do an Irish Haka, says Alex Revealed, and also this is going to be a battle. It is. And like someone said, the 4-packs are going to be a big deciding factor in this match. Johnny Sexton, his debut was in 2009. He has never won here at Eden Park. And also Eden Park, for the last 28 years, the All Blacks have not been defeated at this ground. Anyone who doesn't realise how long that is, I am 22. So it was before I was even a thought. The All Blacks were still winning games at Eden Park. And also South African fan here, I go with New Zealand for victory, says reality always wins. And we are going to be covering the match between the Springboks and also Wales a bit later on. But the last 5 results, Ireland took it in 2021. New Zealand took it in 2019. 2018 went the way of Ireland. 2016, they went 1-1. So it will be interesting to see how it ends up going. Has anyone signed into Flow Rugby? Can anyone confirm if it is a legit streaming site? Unfortunately, there is a huge amount of problem with Flow Rugby currently in terms of they take your money, but then the game doesn't work when you do kind of try and watch it. So be careful. Make sure that you keep your receipt if they give you one, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately, Irish Haka involves a rainbow and a leprechaun, says Obi there. And also, so last time New Zealand lost, there your dad was wearing that suit, says I am nutty. Nah, this suit's relatively new, to be honest. The tie, mate. No, this is actually my tie, isn't it? I mean, my dad probably didn't know that I was possibly going to exist. Fun fact. And also All Blacks, here's Gita there as well. But currently the All Blacks welcomed out onto Eden Park in front of 47,000 people, and the attendance, I would think, will just keep on skyrocketing. Sam Whitelock, he's got all of the strapping on the thumb. If he does the thumbs up, it will pretty much be the size of a regular person's hand. but the most test caps he's been able to pass Kevin Mialamu, sitting on 133. Now, the late 90s and early 2000s were not good days for the ABs. So here's David the Mob, but both sides have made their way out onto the park. No one back in the Irish. Come on. So here's Daddy Fat Sacks. But yeah, that's the thing. Ireland cannot be underestimated. There is such a big difference between this side and the side that took on the Māori All Blacks. Only one of the players in that starting lineup. This is the Irish side that a lot of people wanted to see in that Māori All Blacks match. But because of how close together they're sitting, it's very difficult to be able to go with your strongest lineup every single game. But currently the Irish national anthem is being sung, which means we're not too far off the Ireland chants. And I'm sure Eden Park is going to absolutely rock when it's being sung. And Flow Rugby side is working. Says it was I Am Nutty, and good morning, Hamish, looking dapper in that suit. Says Cameron, appreciate you, mate. And of course, big match feeling, big suit. At 13K subs, bro, nice. 13 is the number. I'll give you a bark to that. There says Marco Vottopola, and also 1991 was a low point for AB's rugby, says Duckster. We are a long way since then, but the deciding factor in this match will be whether or not the All Blacks allow it to get in their head that they have lost 3 of their last 5 against Ireland. And come on, Hamish, show us the Haka at least. Says Roger. I mean, I could try and recreate it, but it wouldn't quite be the same. And your dad would be proud of you. I'm sure. Bob Lower Hut says Daddy Bob there. And also we have got I see an Irish flag in the crowd. And when's kickoff? It is only about 5 minutes away from taking place. And where's the Haka Cuzzy, says Marco Vanapola there. Okay, we have got the New Zealand national anthem being sung. And also sub says Solomoni, welcome in. Hope you are doing brilliantly, mate. We have got another donation from Sweet as he's feeling very generous for the All Blacks versus New Zealand. All Blacks versus Ireland, I should say. And All Blacks 28, Ireland 19 for the prediction there. And who was that New Zealand player who stuck his thumb up the bum? Wait, the thumb up the bum, is that Hopewadi? Is that who we're talking about? Different type of rugby, I guess, rugby league for that one, but still the case. He's a league player, though, says Duckstan. Also, South African fan. Yeah, I go with New Zealand for victory, says reality always wins. And also, I think all Southern Hemisphere teams to win this weekend. Next weekend will be a different story. And also, go to the game we can't see, says Solomoni. There is a reason for that, and that is because, unfortunately, due to licensing, we aren't able to show any match footage or audio without it getting us taken straight off YouTube, and they would ban us for 3 months. So pretty much we become unemployed for 3 months, which is unfortunate because I like being employed. Well, I'm kind of self-employed at the moment, so it's not too bad overall. And also Shrek says Kiwi King. And also we have got their God defend our Freeland and everything, to be honest, says Alice revealed. And also 29-16 to the All Blacks. And also Potato Sucker's about to get battered, Hamish. Interesting analogy, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for the All Blacks. I think Ireland are going to put in a big fight, and I actually think that Ireland will be able to get the better of the first 15 minutes or so, and New Zealand will have to rethink the strategy after that. And also, how's it says, Jacques, so welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. And tell you what, the chat is going very quick and really keen to see this match. Says Jacques there as well. But now New Zealand, they are making their way out onto the field. The All Blacks ready to go for the Haka. And now it's that big question. We did mention earlier on New Zealand. Last time these two sides played, they did end up going down up against the Irish. But this is a whole different hemisphere than that last game took place. Haka time, says Jackson, All Blacks for life in New South Wales or Queensland for game 3. I think Queensland at home should be able to take it, but New South Wales in the last one looked extremely strong. So there's a decent chance for them in the contest as well. But it is Sam Cane at the front of the All Blacks. Haka and Irish need to bathe. Says, I'm wee totted. And then also bring it on, says Ian Curtis. And I did a Haka at my best buddy's wedding, says Jacques Miller. Did anyone else join in with you, Jacques, or were you just did you get on the beersies a little bit early? Because I've seen many Hakas done, some of which are from alcohol. And also, what have you spilt on your shirt? I assume we're talking here. It's just because of the green screen, unfortunately. Anywhere that I move, I can kind of become see-through if I get it right. If I turn this one off and this one off, it's not going to do it now. There we go. I'm melting. Yeah, that's all it is. I just hope the referee will be consistent, says Daddy Fatsack. And also we have got their nose still fresh. And also, they are doing Kamati And then low first try, says Turnus Cook. So I think he has got a very decent chance of being able to score the try in this contest. But Sam Cane, he is fired up at the front of the Haka. The All Blacks, they are fired up to try and defend their fortress of Eden Park. But the Haka has been done. We're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel as well. It is our second channel where we post plenty more sports other than just rugby. And also, if you do want to help support us, we have got the channel membership, which does have the emojis that you can use throughout these matches, including a New Zealand one. And also, lovely Hamish, let's have a clean commentary out of you, says James Ogden. Try my best, I always try. Be relatively clean and half man, half chameleon. Half chameleon is our Hamish, says it was Sebastian. And also, Water, says Galaxy. And also, Oi Soli in there as well. And also, hey, dude. And also, we've got that trucking down under in the chat. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you are excited for this contest. Do let me know your score prediction, I should say, and the Kiwi Lad Sport. That is the link that Sebastian has just put there. But the referee in charge of this one, it is Carl Dixon. Wayne Barnes is the assistant referee. Jordan Way. And then it will be Vanta Vesthuizen, who is in charge of the TMO. Right. This match just about to get underway. I am nervous for not just myself, not just New Zealand, not just for Ireland, but for Carl. Carl will be having, I'm sure, some very big butterflies in the stomachs here. Also, this ref looks dodgy. I mean, you've only seen him for like 2 seconds. Carl Dixon, I don't think he's a terrible referee overall. And big love, David. Says Sebastian there. And also 32-16 to the Irish. Says Galaxy Citizen. Ireland have lost all 12 previous test matches in New Zealand. Could today be the one that they do change history? And do you want New Zealand to win the ICC T20 World Cup 2022? It would be nice if they were able to get the job done, of course. But the countdown is on here for this matchup, New Zealand versus Ireland, and Beauden Barrett kicks us off underway now at Eden Park for the first of 3 test matches. It's a missed bit of communication there between Ireland, but they've been able to clean it up with Tyke Byrne, counter ruck from New Zealand. Jameson Gibson Park, a lot of pressure being put on there. It's a knock-on from off at Tupaea Fasi, and the scrum feed will go to Ireland. So only 20 seconds into this game, and we will already get to see what it's looking like for the Irish scrum. We know they've got a strong front row, though. Furlong, Porter, and also Dan Sheehan. It's going to be a test for Bauer, Tupaea Fasi, and Taylor in the early stages. Hey, Dave, how's it going? And the kickoff got delayed. Kiwis couldn't backwards. And the as well says I'm nutty, and also Omnia start. And also Dixon is a good ref. Him and Andrew Brace are the 2 Northern Hemisphere refs that I trust. In Nigel's absence, and no way Ireland would be able to beat the All Blacks in Auckland. And man up Irish. It's only a game, bro. Nervous? Come on, you man or moose. And there as well says Buttermeek. I mean, I'm not really nervous for myself. I'm nervous for everyone who's going for either of these teams, and the Irish game is too predictable. I mean, the only predictability of it in November was that they were dominating us. So we have to hope that it is going to be a different story here. It's a nice push at scrum time. I think Bauer put in a good shift, trying to smack into off. Welcome in, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Sweetly so for a game. May the best team win. Appreciate you being here, mate. Kick down the middle of the field. Beauden Barrett takes it on the 22 and will be returning fire with another kick of his own. Going to be controlled by Hugo Keenan. It doesn't look like it's too easy to gather, and it's actually a dry night here. And Johnny Sexton, he will be kicking it back downfield, taken nicely now. And it will be Beauden Barrett. Passes off to his brother Jordie up to the halfway line. Good low tackle from Tyke Furlong. And also, we go there. Can you do commentating with an Irish accent for a bit, please? Says Galaxy. I'll try my best in the future. Maybe we'll throw on an Irish accent. But Aaron Smith going back to stop Barrett, starting at number 6. All 3 Barretts on the field. Aaron Smith loses his footing there from the tackle of Porter. Now Whitelock. Good job over the ball from Dan Sheehan. Someone's lost their boot. Now Jordie Barrett, little kick in behind here, looking for the territory. It goes into touch. And also we have got there, send those donations to our guy here. He deserves it. Says it was from Matt there. Tell you what, that is the first stoppage other than that scrum that we have had in this match. And Reiko with a mullet, Ioane in there as well, says Davey Fatsacks. Or I'm going to call you Davey from now on. It's just easier. The test debut was versus Wales in 2016 off Tupaea Fasi. And also we have got there another donation from Xavier Brown. I feel like everyone's just sitting with their wallets out, just ready to go at this point. Thank you very much, Xavier. Hugely appreciated. $200 for the AB's win. Says it was Spider-Man and also Tanks, mate. Says it Galaxy Citizen. And nicely done straight away from the All Blacks, getting some decent ball retention in those breakdowns. Dan Sheehan was extremely close to getting that ball turned over, but his hand just went down, and good on you for doing this. Not easy to put yourself out there, says Oscar the Pug. And yeah, I mean, we've had our fair share of trolls in the past, of course. We have had probably more than most, but it's all good overall. I think the best way to look at it is if you don't laugh at yourself, if other people laugh at you, then it's going to be a bit tricky. And shots fired as well, says Alice Revealed. And also we have got NODJ, that's good, 2 cents, doesn't talk much. And also we have got the a long time. Hope you're well, brother, says Steve Smith. And yeah, this is actually a decent hour live stream, I guess, for our Kiwis. A few of the regulars will get to see you for the first time, Steve. Of course, you were on the live stream, that other late night one. But it is good to have you back at the normal hour, and hopefully work has been going all right for you this week. Hello from Istanbul, Turkey. Yes, I agree. Maybe an Irish accent for the first, the second test, says Brian. And good morning from Germany. I feel like I will offend 95% of our Irish viewers if I try an accent, but now the scoreboard, there we go. It has just started updating. We are 3 minutes through this contest. Jamison Gibson Park back to James Lowe off his left boot. He has got quite the distance on it, but he's got a knee brace on his right leg. We have to keep an eye on that. Now Sevea running at the line. Hugo Keenan dragged down. It's going to be loose for Aaron Smith. It was accidental offside, though. He was in front of the ruck, and Ireland get themselves a penalty. And good morning from Germany, says Gavin, and also Haka from Perth, says Ioane, and also let's go the All Blacks Yahoo. And also you should organise a game of rugby 2 cents versus Kiwi lads. I mean, it would be quite cool, although he lives in Auckland and I'm in the South Island. Maybe on Rugby Challenge 4, though, might be the best possible option for us there. That one has gone into touch for Ireland. It's a decent boot as well, 30 metres out from the line, and they have got themselves the line-out opportunity. And also Green is my kryptonite. I blaze up heaps, says Bucko Vonapole, and also Sexton to kick, says Galaxy. I believe he will be the man in charge. I did see some warming up from Frawley, even though he wasn't in the lineup at all, but I think Carberry will take over late in the game. But then, of course, the last time we saw Munster really having a kicking battle was actually up against Toulouse when it did go to extra time, and Aaron needs to think a little more on Sexton to kick. But yeah, I think Sexton and probably Jordie Barrett, I want to say, will be the kicking options. Morning from South Africa, been a while. Good to see. Still going strong, says Ronaldo. Now, nice run from Dan Sheehan around the side of the breakdown, 25 metres out. Gibson Park up now into the hands of Peter O'Mahony. Now, that man is just a tank and keeps on going. Speaking of tanks, Josh Vandenfleur having a nice run now. O'Mahony inside ball off to Tygburn. Great face play from Ireland for their first real attacking chance of the match. Johnny Sexton short pass off to Caelan Doris. He was sensational in the Six Nations. Gibson Park goes short side off to Andrew Porter. Used to have the blonde here. Now is rocking just the classic brown now. Caelan Doris, nice pass off to Dan Sheehan. Good low tackle made by Bauer, though. New Zealand have had to defend for 10 phases in a row. Now nice quick hands. Tyke Furlong tackled by Jordie Barrett. In fact, it was Bowden. Cody Taylor offside. James Lowe trying to drive. Retallick makes the tackle on him. New Zealand need a turnover soon, or Ireland will just keep on doing this until those big forwards are able to crash their way over the try line. Only a few metres out. 12 phases in currently for Ireland. Jamison Gibson Park goes off to the short side. Tyke Furlong gets close. Gibson Park back across to James Ryan. Takes it to ground, quickly recycled off to Dan Sheehan, driving close. He's a metre out now. Jamison Gibson Park back to Sexton. One more to Robbie Henshaw. Down again. Great low tackle made by Scott Barrett. Held on to him as long as possible. Artie Savea tries to go through the middle of the breakdown, but has been sent back 16 phases in a row now for Ireland. Jamison Gibson Park off to Dan Sheehan, dragged down by Sevea. This is brilliant defence from New Zealand, but how long will they be able to stop the Irish for? Now Byrne. Nice tackle made by Sam Cane. He's given away the advantage. He's not going to be able to roll away. Gibson Park back to Sexton. Now Gary Ringrose inside ball. One more pass on the outside to the veteran Keith Earls, and he slides in for the try. Ireland has struck first at Eden Park. And that was 20 phases in a row that Ireland just kept on going and going and going. If my parents weren't awake, which I know they will be, they certainly will be now, because I was yelling my absolute noggin off there. But Keith Earls, the experienced man, he was one of the players that people were saying they weren't sure whether or not he should have been in the lineup. But he has just shown that he's got the try-scoring capabilities. And the try from Steve. And 885 people, 91 likes. Smash that like button. Yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Get in, says Kian. Brilliantly done. Nice inside ball. Hugo Keenan, ball on the outside. Classy finish from Keith Earls. And it was Jordie Barrett who we went round and also get your whiskies out, lads. And the worst AB side ever says AT there. And also Springboks versus Wales is at 4:05 p.m, I think. And we are going to be covering that game on the channel as well. We're going to have a party. Says Davey there as well. Is it okay if I do call you Davey? Hopefully it's not too bad. And also France 20, Japan 13. And who here rates Foster? I don't. Says Tuxter. Well, we did print him out on a team, I guess, a stick a while ago. Not because we rate him, but so much as it was easier than talking about him. And then also we got Stuart Hogg here. Stressed for Halloween, ready to go. It's kind of like a quick transition, but lining up this kick now. Johnny Sexton, 7 minutes in. And we have already seen the first try of the match, and it was Keith Earls. And well done, Earls. This will be a cracking game, says Brian. And also Earls Balakoon, undeserved replacement. Sheds first blood. Sexton strikes it. He hasn't hit that one the way he would have liked. It's gone away to the right-hand side, but the score will remain at 5-0. Brian O'Driscoll, the most test tries ever for Ireland. Keith Earls, he needs 11 more to be tied. And also, hey, mate, from Tassie, up the All Blacks as well, says it was 8 and 7 minutes gone, says Daddy Fat Sacks. It is indeed, but it was a nice backline movement. Beautiful inside ball from Ringrose that then found the hands of Keenan. And in the tackle, actually managed to get that pass away. Nicely taken by James Lowe. Now he's breaking tackles as well. Sam Cane getting pushed backwards. Now off into the hands of James Ryan. Artie Savea gets him down, trying to turn over the ball. Good clean out from Tyke Furlong, bringing that physicality early on for the Irish. Jordie Barrett will be receiving this ball, I would think, relatively soon. No, in fact, he was a little bit further up, so instead Seven Reese decides to run it back. Almost stolen by Ireland. Now Smith goes back across to Artie Savea. I will try my absolute best to be able to read all of the chat, but I think it will be going extremely quickly throughout this matchup, so I do apologise for that as well. And also we've got the Irish flags from David there and finish them, says Max as well. Now Bowden Barrett going for a kick from halfway. Interesting tactic there. Johnny Sexton takes it beautifully though and now returns a kick of his own. And I mean, you're not really going to go too well up against the Irish when you have a kicking battle because they are class with their 50-22s and also just the territory kicking. It's gone down long to James Lowe, who now puts it on his right boot. Almost steps into touch. It's going to be an awkward swirling one, and it's gone into touch inside of the half of the All Blacks. Only about 40 metres out, and run the ball, please, says Daddy Fat Sacks. There as come on the All Blacks and also come on AB. Settle down and do the basic. No time to be nervous. And also Clark should be 11 for the All Blacks, says Talia. I think the only reason he wasn't was because he did have some sort of injury lurking, which is why he has been left out of the lineup completely. But they brought in Braden Enor as the next man in the All Blacks squad. So he will be number 23, Aaron Smith, about to go for the box kick. All Blacks 40 metres out from their own line, puts it high to about 40 out from Irish territory there, or the Irish try line. Now Quinn Tupaea takes it nicely off to Sam Cane. He juggles it, and it's a fumble, and it will now be the scrum feed for Ireland. Sam Cane will be disappointed with that one. I thought Smith was out. And also, you're soft, says Emily there. Cheers. And also, we have got their facts. And also, bro, don't care. Tell me, Cane already done it. Also, I thought the Smith was out, and also James Lowe was in the Chiefs. He was indeed. Bundy Aki, also another player who has played for the Chiefs in the past. I believe someone mentioned that him, Jameson Gibson Park, there's about 4 New Zealand-born players in this Irish team, but that certainly won't faze them at all. They're playing a physical game, Ireland. And my Cortez Ratama, who plays 9 for the Chiefs, should be in the ABs and hello. And there's Sam Cane. And Sam Cane is the skipper. He is indeed. Now, the All Blacks just having a bit of a huddle. I mentioned that I thought that Ireland would get the better of the first 15 minutes. We're 10 minutes through, and they have done just that. And I was like, can you egg? Says Spider-Man. Also, Ireland, we're paying $3.70 on the TAB. No, I should have put some coin on that, says Galaxy Citizen. It would have been a decent shout because at the end of the day, Ireland are never quite out of a contest. And the big testing factor will be the second half. And I picked the wrong team again. This coach blows no Super Rugby title and off back of Hansen. Says Brent there, and also Huddle Time, says Galaxy Citizen. Yeah, just slowing it down a little bit here. The All Blacks trying to catch their breath, work out what the next step is in this chess match up against the Irish. It's going to be 40 metres out from the island line. Jameson Gibson Park about to feed this ball. And also, I think you meant you're soft. There's says Jackson. Also give it to Leicester. Let the debutant have a run. Yeah, we haven't actually seen him touch the ball as of yet, and All Blacks seem nervous, says David. It's the thing, 28 years in a row. They have been able to win games at Eden Park. They have never lost to Ireland on New Zealand soil. And after 10 minutes, they are down by 5. I'm watching from the Philippines. Hopefully you have been enjoying the coverage we have been providing so far. We have got the next matchup that we are doing, England versus Australia. That is not too far away from taking place. It's a big push once again from New Zealand, but it's popped out the back for Doris. Now off to Gibson Park. Kicks it in behind, looking for the 50-22, but Beauden Barrett, in fact, this time it is Jordie Barrett back there. Has been able to cut it off. Nice big run for Keith Earls. Able to drag him down. Peter O'Mahony, the clean out was missed, and he's been able to steal the ball beautifully. Does the kick in behind Peter O'Mahony. Now Keith Earls, he grubbers it, but he has been taken out by Tupaea. And that's gone into touch. Ireland will have the line out. Ireland have been good. The last few years seem to be New Zealand kryptonite team lately. Yeah, the last 5 matches, Ireland have won 3 of them too slow. So here's Davey there, and also Nickman and an All Black try happens. Although, by the looks of it, maybe Ireland aren't too far off getting themselves another one. It does seem like it is going to be the Irish line out throw from about 20 metres out from the line. Right, Dan Sheehan saying that they're closing the gap just a little bit too much, and it actually is going to be the free kick now to New Zealand. So more than likely, I would think they'll favour the scrum here for Ireland. Ty Furlong, if you ask him, he's going to say scrum every day of the week. Loves a scrum, that man. And also they did act. And also our boys seem behind the play, says Tuxter. And also All Blacks lost to Ireland, didn't they? They did indeed. And also anyone got any free link or any live links? Unfortunately, it is pretty much all down to, I guess the best way of putting it is down to paid subscription, sadly. I can also take the 3 Ireland and there as well. But now it is going to be the scrum fee for Ireland, 22 metres out, due to the fact that it was just the free kick, does mean that they aren't able to take on the penalty, although here might be a very good chance. And also they shut them down. Says it was Rukutai. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also go Ireland from Parramatta, Sydney, Australia. Now Jamieson Gibson Park. Oh, he's flat on his face there, Tyke Furlong. I think him and Bauer actually are going to have a closer battle than I first anticipated, because it seems like it's a little bit slippery underfoot. Furlong just wanted to try and get himself set, but Bauer wasn't allowing it. And also some cheap Trembeline online. Says Floyd King, and also morning, Hamish. Jess Carl, hope you are doing well, mate. And get this match be seen live, says Young, only by paid subscription around the world, sadly. So depending on whereabouts you are, you've either got, it will be Stan Sport, DSTV, Sky in New Zealand, and also Sky in the UK, I believe is the other option. Maybe on Flow Rugby, and get rid of the commentator. He has verbal diarrhea, says Rodney James. I mean, if I stopped talking, it would just be... wouldn't quite have the same effect. And no spamming, please. Lots of people here. Chat flies quickly anyway. And also, do you have a prediction for this game? I said the All Blacks by 5, but I also said that it could be even closer. And that Jamieson Gibson Park about to feed in the ball for Ireland. It's a big push once again from the All Blacks, and it's the penalty to the All Blacks at scrum time as well. While the front row coming up, Tyke Furlong doesn't often get driven backwards, but Bauer has just been able to do so. And Ireland should win if they play like that. And also lost the scrum, AB's ball, and also now TV also. Says that David there, and I'm using Super Sport, and go Ireland. Any Savas on here? Hook your ABs, or our ABs up with some roids. Was Floyd there. And yeah, boy, says Galaxy, it's a good kick towards the touchline. And now 40 metres out from Ireland's line, it is going to be New Zealand, who have got a good chance. I think it was actually off at Toanga Fussy as well. We worked hard, and they want to keep up the diarrhea. And also, you're doing well, mate. Loving the commentary. Here's Aiden. It's going to be stolen by Ireland, though. Artie Savea is not happy. He feels that someone's hand was slapped down. And now Jamieson Gibson Park off to Sheehan, tackled by Barrett. Straight back up to his feet as well. Scott Barrett. No, he was on the belly rather than the ball. Now Sexton goes for the little grubber behind. Great chase from Gary Ringrose. It sets up for him. Almost found the offload, but interception from Beauden Barrett, who gets tackled straight away by Byrne. That could have been a try at either end. Severeese chasing after it. It's Jamieson Gibson Park, though, who has been able to clean up that ball. He hasn't got back to his feet, so I don't think Severeese is able to try and contest there in the breakdown. Ireland 40 metres out from their line, and Ireland win the line out. They did indeed. Now pass back, Johnny Sexton off to Robbie Henshaw. James Lowe, ball on the outside, almost able to go straight through a gap. Now he did score the last time that Ireland faced the All Blacks. He'll be looking to add another one to his try-scoring repertoire. Gibson Park off to the left-hand side. Johnny Sexton now back to Ringrose, who is very handy in the midfield now. Hugo Keenan kicks it in behind. It looks like that one will be skidding on just a little bit further. Beauden Barrett, did he take it back? That's the question. He tries to run it out. Beauden Barrett, he's been hit hard. Finds the offload to his brother, Jordie, who tries to stomp on Beauden Barrett. That was an accident. I think Beauden literally said, where are you running? Now Smith fires back into the pocket. And now Lester Fainar, Nuku's first touch at international level. He slips, but it's a very good kick, carrying it for the All Blacks. And also Papa Barrett watching this game like a king All three of his sons are on the field. A nice commentary, says Prinzo there in the chat as well. And also, AB's not a great team these days at all. Ireland have a good chance. Exactly right. They will be able to really push the All Blacks for, I mean, we're past that first 15, which I said that Ireland would be the more prominent team. I think I should extend that to maybe about 20, 25. And also, nice message to Elite. Read the PM. Well done, Kiwi lad. Says Zakan there. And also, it's a ping pong match out there. Yeah, game of force back. Tyke Furlong is down. Now, I actually mentioned about his injury, although it looks like for now he's just putting in some contact, so he should be all right for that one. But if he gets injured, they've got Ken Healy who will have to make his way out onto the field. And that man has also not really had a huge amount of time without an injury in this tour, unfortunately. I woke up, says Jack. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Byron did really well with that. Says Tezza there. And also, I don't rate Barrett when the AB's behind in a big match, says Martin Smith on a low. Says Jose, welcome in on the commentary. Is awesome, guys. Says Sharks there. And also, I have a feeling that Ireland going to run out of puff. Not puff. But looking at that there, Andy Farrell in the box. He was excited coming into this match. He mentioned that his players, even though they have lost every game on New Zealand soil, they aren't thinking about that. They're thinking about the last time when they did play the All Blacks, when they were able to beat them. But 16 minutes through currently, relatively close. And also, Hamish, regardless of the result, Fozzie has taken the ABs backwards. Yeah, I feel like this is probably, he probably gets those outside of his house, except it's probably Scott Robinson's face on it. But that's Stuart Hogg, but probably asking for him to resign. But seems to enjoy the job. And All Blacks $1.52. Says Brent down Ireland is going to win. Says Jose and the All Blacks. Says a pulley there as well. And AB's never lost a test at Eden. Is this the first time, says Spider Mick? Or they haven't lost one in 28 years anyway. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. No Satutu, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Yeah, they are missing him. He isn't going to be coming off the bench either. Instead, it's Peter Sowakula and also Dalton Papali'i as the other man. But Sam Whitelock, his debut was actually up against Ireland in 2010. 133 caps later and 6 tries to his name. He is back out there, raring to go once again. And Ireland will win. And also we have got there, he's looking a bit rough these days, Stuart Hogg. Yeah, definitely if he looks like that. He's not actually playing in the Scotland game later on tonight. Maybe that's why. Maybe he got zombified. Yeah, no Finn Russell either, which is a big one. And also we have got the Dalton Papali'i, Samoan. Says at 10 there. And also Ireland will take this test. I feel it, says Alice Revere, and put all the Crusaders boys in the starting lineup. Well, the thing is, Will Jordan, Jack Goodhue, David Arvelli, all out due to positive COVID tests. So they weren't able to be in that starting lineup. So they lost 3 of their Crusaders. That's a big push this time from Ireland. But Savea just able to clean it up at the back of the scrum. Aaron Smith tackled by his opposite number, Gibson Park. Now Retallick plays halfback, slings it across into the hands of Cody Taylor. There's certainly going to be a lot of pressure in the breakdown. And I think the All Blacks are well aware of that now. Aaron Smith about to put up his box kick from 40 out. That is actually a very common occurrence. Hugo Keenan's done brilliantly taking that one. Sever Reese tries to hold him up, but he has gone down to the tackle, and they do have to release him now. 18 minutes into this contest. Jamison Gibson Park back across to Josh Van Den Flair, almost breaking the line, but he was dragged down by Smith that time. Gibson Park back to Sexton, who goes for the chip, and Jay said Johnny Sexton, he's back in his pace. It's gone over his head, and it's knocked back by the All Blacks. Quinn Tupaea now running straight into Aaron Smith, and almost stolen in the breakdown. No, Ireland unable to get it. It was Andrew Porter who was putting up a right good show, and now Jordie Barrett tries to run straight over the top of Gary Ringrose, but he's dragged him down around the bootlaces. Kane decides to go for the pick and go off to Bauer. Crusaders front row alongside his teammate Cody Taylor. And of course, Crusaders winning Super Rugby Pacific. So quite a few of their players in there, quite a few Blues in here as well. Now, Bowden Barrett stepping around, wasn't quite able to link up with Ofa Tuangafasi, almost ripped away by James Ryan in the process of the tackle. 7 phases in a row now for the All Blacks. Bauer carries. Smith looks back to the right and gives it off to Artie Savea, trying to run it straight at Byrne, but Byrne's on the ball, and he's been able to turn it over cleanly as well. It was a kicking attempt from Dan Sheehan. That is why, it's a knock-on by New Zealand, though. Unless the fine Nuku was almost gone. And come on, Ireland, says Johannes there, and great commentating dude, says it. I do feel bad that I'm missing so many messages in the chat, but normally with these live streams that do have a lot of people watching, what I do is I will go back and I will look through all of the chat that I did miss kind of once we have finished the live stream, if that makes sense. And really sloppy stuff out there. Says Daddy Fat Sexy. Yeah, making a few early mistakes. Dane Cole's on the bench. In fact, sorry, he's not on the bench. He's in the reserves for this matchup, just in the squad. And ABs need to try like now. And Butterfingers, says Louis there. And Ireland are going to win it, says Cathal, and they've looked very strong throughout the first 20 minutes of this fixture. And also, who do you think in this, can All Blacks beat Ireland? Do Ireland is good and tough in rugby? Ireland are a very tough side to beat, no matter where you play them, whether it is in New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand have won every game in New Zealand up against Ireland, but some of those ones have been massive. And also, Kensha, the game says team domination. Sadly, we are unable to do so. And also, surely put a timer up. We have got that little one that's flicking down there. First half, 22 minutes through this game. That's our little timer on there as well. And also, we have got the Richie and Peter Feta going now. Nice run forward from Tupaea. 22 meters out from the line now. And the All Blacks going to be looking for another possible attack. Now, when you look at phase play, Ireland have had more of the ball so far. Now, nice run from Savea. Smith goes off to the short side. Jordie Barrett pass on the outside to Savea. Little bit of a slip from James Lowe, and Jameson gives him Barker's bumped off backwards. Smith off to Bauer inside of the 22 now, continuing to try and drive, and Andrew Porter is continuing to try and go for that breakdown turnover. Reiko Ioane linking up nicely. Quick hands from Tupaea. Leicester Nuku on debut for the All Blacks. Isn't able to reach out, but he's a metre short. Smith now going in behind Jordie Barrett's over. And the All Blacks, they counter with a try, and Jordie Barrett is the one who was able to score it. I feel a drop kick in this game. And also $100 super chat for Hamish. It will be a party tonight for you with your friends, says Coding there. And that one is the try to Jordie Barrett. We'll go like this, and we will add that as well. But New Zealand try scorers, it was a nice step initially from Savea. It did help set it up, but it was the back line, the precise passing. Reiko Ioane in behind Tupaea with the quick hand straight out to Leicester Nuku, one of the top try scorers in the Super Rugby Pacific competition. Rather than reaching out and getting done for double movement, passes it back, and then Aaron Smith manages to get himself an assist. And Jordie Barrett in the 23rd minute, or in the 22nd minute, I believe that was, has been able to score the try for the All Blacks. There we go. We have updated that one. I see that there are 17 new messages in the time that I did type that one out, and also the try from Steve Smith. And yes, nice comeback by New Zealand. And also even the chat to back the All Blacks. Here's Tesla there now. It will be the kicking opportunity for Jordie Barrett. Barrett to Barrett to Barrett, then back to Barrett for the try. And there's and also you feel like a drop kick. I feel like a dick drop. Not being able to watch it live, says Alan King. Now Jordie Barrett strikes. Jordie Barrett sneaks it in the right hand post. And that is now going to make the score 7 points to New Zealand and 5 to Ireland. But they're just showing the replay again. Jordie Barrett, he did very well to be able to see that support line. And Aaron Smith, I mean, he normally picks them out pretty beautifully as well. And now there's going to be a little knock on from New Zealand off kickoff. Not what they needed straight after getting themselves the kickoff. We will go like, oh, that's the wrong button. Go like this, this, and this. This, and this. There we go. And also Richie McCaw in the crowd. Says Daddy Fat Sacks, and also you guys are 2 minutes ahead. Please don't spoil as well, says Obi. And also we'll get them all sorted out, says Obi. And there, but the turnovers conceded currently, we have seen 4 from Ireland, 6 from New Zealand, and handling errors 4 apiece. So actually pretty slippery out there for the early stages of this fixture. Possession extremely even, 51% in favour of Ireland, 49% in favour of New Zealand. And what are the weather conditions, please? It's a pretty dry night, other than a little bit of surface moisture just from the dew that is coming in currently. But it's been a decent day in Auckland, no rain around. So it should be all right. It's very slippery, though, when you do end up going for the try. We saw Leicester Nuku slide his way over like he was a penguin, or almost slide his way over. Now, it's going to go down in the front row. I think there was an extra big shunt from New Zealand. Tyke Furlong struggling here up against New Zealand, which is something we're not used to seeing. He normally dominates in the Northern Hemisphere. Leicester is the guy that's going to cause problems for every team. That's the best investment the ABs can make. And also, is this test today? Freeview said tomorrow, Sunday. Wait, is this test today? Freeview said tomorrow, Sunday. So I assume that's the replay of it, but it is live now at this point in time. 7 points to 5 to the All Blacks after 24 minutes. And also we have got the Irish dilemma. Do I eat the potato now or wait for it to ferment? Says I am not. And also, can you play the Haka that the All Blacks did? They did actually end up just doing Kamati for this one. A lot of people thought it might have been Kapa o Pango, but instead they did go with the Kamati classic Haka for the All Blacks. Furlong is in the front row, and he's firing himself up here. He's not happy with the way that this is going early on. And they've got to stand back up. 100% respect for New Zealand yet. I like to see the underdogs good for rugby, says USA. And the thing is, I heard something before the match that was questionable. It was from Sir John Kerwin. He said that the All Blacks are the underdogs going into this contest, which I don't know whether or not you can say that. Ireland have never won on New Zealand soil. Yes, Ireland have beaten New Zealand in the past, but Ireland, for me, still come in as slight underdogs. That's not saying that they won't win. It's just saying that to say that the All Blacks at Eden Park, a place they haven't lost for 28 years, are underdogs, was an interesting one. And also, can you tell me the attendance for this match in the stadium? It was sitting about 47,000. Johnny Sexton, nice ball back to Jameson Gibson Park. The crispy backline. James Lowe dropped the ball. It was crispy until it got to there. And also, Furlong ate too much honey earlier on. And also, they have two Hakas. They do indeed. Some of them, or normally it's Kamati, or it is going to be Kapo or Pungo. Those are the two. And also, Sebastian with the correct answer. And then I watch as a neutral, but some of these lads would cut me eggs if I don't pick the Kiwis, says Sebastian there as well. And also, you wonder why they are called the All Blacks? Because they used to actually wear the black kit. So they were wearing All Blacks. So that is where the name the All Blacks actually came from. Fun fact. I actually heard that from an ex-All Black, which is kind of cool. And also, love rugby, sick to death of the Haka, says Spencer. And also, JK wannabe selector, says it Floyd. And also, we've got Richie McCaw, king of the rugby. And also, we have got, why do the Irish have potatoes and the Arabs have the oils? The Irish had first choice, says Alan King. Interesting analogy there, I guess. Currently 26 minutes through this contest. New Zealand just inside of their own 22. Aaron Smith's almost done a bicycle kick the way he slipped over there. It's set up for James Lowe. Bulldozing forward, but Bowden Barrett tackles him low and is able to make the tackle. That was actually a pun without even intending it as well. But now Gibson Park once again looking off to that left-hand side. They love that short side with with James Lowe and also Gary Ringrose lurking. Josh Van den Fleur, already 27 minutes gone in this match. It's cool. How you call the game? Keep up the good work, says Rock. Do appreciate your love, mate. That one has gone high now. The cross kick attempt. Keith Earl stows up, slaps it back onto the side of the Irish, but Quinn Tupaea wants it instead. Caelan Doris has been able to get that one, though, for New Zealand. The counter ruck almost looked like it was coming from Artie Savea. Now Keith Earls has to run it straight sideways. Try and find a gap in the defensive line. Ireland are doing brilliantly with their clean-outs, and that is one thing we see from Leinster throughout the URC is the fact that they've got one of the quickest ruck speeds out of anyone. Gary Ringrose sold the dummy, but Brodie Retallick making a crucial low tackle there. Now Robbie Henshaw was a part of the British and Irish Lions too. He's just dropped that one, and that one is going to be going into touch. Well, they weren't happy with Romania making the World Cup and not as happy with their performance against Italy last night to Steve Smith there as Spain got disqualified again, yet again from the Rugby World Cup for using ineligible players. You'd think they'd learn. It just means Romania qualify now. Instead, Seb will be happy. He will indeed. Very happy man, Seb. And he was actually giving me tips on who some of the players are in the upcoming, I guess, ones to watch out for Romania. And looking smart. Says Rishi, do appreciate you, man. And suited up. Says Austin, we always wear the big suit for the big match feel. And this one was about as big of a match as you can get. And can we see the game? Sadly, due to licensing, we're unable to show any match footage. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, they do get very strict on YouTube if you do end up showing any match footage or audio. It's sitting up for Porter now. They have been able to take that one back now for Ireland. Josh Van den Fleur, a nice run. Now, Severese got a lot of turnovers throughout Super Rugby Pacific, but he hasn't been able to get that one in the breakdown there. Porter off to Sexton. It's slapped down by Bowden Barrett. It's an advantage. This could be danger for Bowden Barrett. And now James Lowe back across Hugo Keenan. Wide cut out pass out to Keith Earls. He's got the man with him, Ringrose, if he can find the offload. Well done by New Zealand. I believe it was Lester Fine-Arnuku who tied up the ball, so the offload wasn't quite there, because it could have been dangerous if it was. Tyke Furlong, nice pass, brilliant ball, but he's been hit hard, and I think, Tyke Furlong's injured. He's got a sore shoulder at the moment, but that man's made of, I don't even know what he's made of. He's made of the same material as Peter O'Mahony. He just keeps on bouncing back up. Johnny Sexton also down now for Ireland. The intensity of the last few phases looks like it has been taking a bit of a toll on the Irish bodies. Josh Van den Fleur now off to Jameson Gibson Park. Around the side, Johnny Sexton passes off now nicely. Hugo Keenan, it's a bit of a miss. Brilliantly done by Hugo Keenan. He's just managed, or in fact it was Robbie Henshaw. He controlled it behind his back. Now Sexton off to Ringrose. James Lowe slipping in. Severese intercepts it. And no one is going to be able to catch Severese. The mistake from Ireland. And it is going to mean that New Zealand run in the try. Brilliant chase from Dan Sheehan. That man doesn't realise he's a number 2. But that is a try to New Zealand. And Severese does manage to score it. Yeah, Tyke Furlong, he was holding his shoulder. I think he's all right now. but he did look a little bit worse for wear for just half a second alongside Johnny Sexton. But Savea Reese just waits for the perfect interception option. Unfortunately, it is looking a little bit more slippery underfoot than they first anticipated for this matchup. James Lowe ended up falling down, and then it did end up with Savea Reese running in the try. Yeah, that's a good chase from Dan Sheehan. The fact that he never gave up till the end and how fast and fortunate, says Tuxter, very fortunate. And it's that interception that you will take every day of the week if you are the All Blacks, because you know that that's probably one of the easier tries that you will get throughout this contest. And also we have got there try for New Zealand. There's Steve Smith and also kia ora Ihoa as well. And another long night of rugby. It certainly is. Our next game that we are covering, it will be Australia versus England. And that is not too far away from taking place. I believe 2 hours time or so is when that one will be kicking off. But currently 30 minutes gone. Reiko Ioane wants the bottle from Savea Reese. He didn't want a high five for him scoring the try. He was like, you've got my bottle. I need that for hydration. But nicely done by Dan Sheehan in the end. Yes, he didn't chase him down, but he certainly made it a little bit more challenging for him. And also, can anyone go live and show me the game, please? Says Team Domination. I can recommend where the highlights will be, and that is actually going to be all. I think Johnny Sexton is coming off the field now. They're checking to see whether or not maybe there was, okay, he took a head knock there as Sam came, ended up getting the forearm to the head, and then also took the knee as well. So Johnny Sexton off for an HIA. It was nothing cynical. It was just he was ducking down and did end up getting clipped. And I hope Aussies beat England. Got to go with a fellow convict nation, says USA Rugby League and Union fan. Now, Beauden Barrett, or in fact, it was Jordie this time, kicking off the left boot. Nicely done. Taken by Joey Carberry. He's only just made his way out onto the field. Taken by Beauden Barrett this time. And the gaps are starting to open up here for the All Blacks. Very slippery. He has slipped over as well. Beauden Barrett. Now Smith goes off to Reiko Ioane on the short side. And this is the tempo that New Zealand will want to play with for the next 9 minutes or so. Definitely because Johnny Sexton is missing. So they wouldn't have planned to take him off as early as they have. Now Beauden Barrett goes for the kick in behind him. Not sure about that choice. And it is going to be, I believe, knocked on. No, they've said it's actually gone backwards for New Zealand. The clean out was debatably from the side from Tupaea. Now Smith going back across to Beauden Barrett. Reiko Ioane, one more to Jordie Barrett, having a bit of a stumble trying to go through a gap, but Byrne and Henshaw able to shut him down on the halfway line. You got this All Blacks. There's Aussies Clayton, and it's going back for a penalty to Ireland now for the player leaving his feet. It's either Whitelock or Gibson Park takes it quickly. He's seen the gap. Gary Ringrose has seen it as well, but Whainanoku, brilliantly done by the man on debut. He's been able to shut it down nice and early. Gibson Park going back across to Josh Van Den Fleur, hit a little bit high by Brodie Retallick. Ball once again available. We saw 18 phases in a row from Ireland. Big shot on Furlong, and he's fumbled it. Now Tupaea's got this one. It's a counter-attack from New Zealand. Savea Reese running it sideways, gives it back across to Beauden Barrett. One more to his brother, Scott Barrett. Doesn't quite find the offload. Now Ardie Savea. Nice meters made by New Zealand, almost moving up to 40 meters out. Good bit of commitment from Sam Cane to keep that ball now. Reiko Ioane, skip pass out to Whainanoku. He's done the kick in behind, and Reiko Ioane is going to be chasing after it hard. It's inside of the 22 for Keenan. And he is able to kick this one into touch, but he just decides not to find it. Now Beauden Barrett going to be running it back to Jordie. Little chip and chase here from Jordie Barrett. He's been obstructed and he's not quite going to be able to get through it. Oh, he's just landed on top of Robbie Henshaw. Going for the ball, but Ireland have got this one. These guys are not playing at a slow tempo at all. Like, they've decided to see whether or not I can run out of oxygen throughout one singular live stream. Gibson Park's kicked that one almost backwards. And now it's not back onto the side of Joey Carberry, almost shut down by Whitelock and Barrett, the usual Crusaders teammates. And also Team Domination, no, yeah, mate. Says it was David the Modern. Also, they're playing ping pong out here. They certainly are. And now the All Blacks have been able to take it back. So you could say, if we are talking ping pong, it is the All Blacks serve. Kicked in behind. It's gone into touch. And now Ireland are going to have themselves a line out. All Blacks by 15. And Real Stoppy Rugby says Daddy Fat Sex here. Both sides just giving the ball up a little bit too easy, you would say, for the early stages. The breakdown, but I would say the breakdown's tricky because of how slippery it does seem like it seems. And bring Richie back from retirement, says Eddie Andrews. I mean, that's the thing. Have you seen him lately? He's still in phenomenal shape, Richie McCaw. He just hasn't quite got that same bulk that he had while playing for the All Blacks, but the man's still like made of muscle, which is very useful for him. He's decent at cricket as well, Richie McCaw. Now, Dan Sheehan going in. Whitelock chucks up Brodie Retallick, but they weren't able to turn it over. Now Ireland trying to go for a bit of a rolling maul here. Jordie getting better. Here's Oscar and France leading Japan 42-16. Remember when that game was 13 all at halftime? Something has changed drastically. And that one, now the ball almost stolen by Aaron Smith, using his big forwards, and it is on the side of the All Blacks now. And the question is who will be using it. It looks like Aaron Smith is going hunting for it. Carl Dixon says it's available. Andrew Porter trying to knock away the hand. Quinn Tupaea just has to wait for this to sit up. And he gets it. Sticks out the tongue as well. They're going to be checking this one, though. Because what happened here? It seemed just way too open. So they're going to be seeing whether or not Quinn Tupaea did have the head start. But it could be a try for New Zealand. And it would be their third of the match. TMO says, no, Mum, they certainly are going upstairs. Well, that's one. It's how the ABs play rugby. They play like IndyCar 300k an hour. And looking slick today in the suit. Could have had a shave, though, mate, says Tim Norris. I could have. But I was planning on doing some sort of forfeit soon. So you guys will get to see why I didn't shave relatively soon in the next couple of weeks. Because or else then it would have taken too long to grow for that little thingy that is coming up. And also the AB's forwards are doing all right, but need to protect them all a bit better. So here's a Rio Gamer there as well. But now Marius van der Westhuizen will be in charge of deciding whether or not this is a try. New Zealand cheer you. And also good teams are going to eat you. And also invite the like button over and then smash it in the face. I think that's fine for Quinn Tupaea. He's in line, but I wouldn't say he's behind, but I wouldn't say he's in front, if that makes sense. He's on side. So it is going to be the try. And Quinn Tupaea has been able to score it there. Brilliantly done by him. He stuck out the tongue as well. Perhaps without even thinking about it, might have been paying a bit of homage to his late great teammate Sean Wainui, who did get honoured in the Māori All Blacks game. But that kick has gone over from Jordie Barrett in the 36th minute now. New Zealand have got themselves a 21-5 lead. 21-5 lead. I don't think I said the 5 in there. And also he's in another dimension. And also should be a good game, brother. Says Steve Smith. And also they try to try not enough Barrett brothers in this team, says Floyd. I mean, we'd have to try and get the other one from his Taranaki farm if we wanted to try and get him out. I'm listening from Northern Ireland. You're the only commentary I can find. Nice one. Says Tim Norris there as well. And I do appreciate you being here. We will be here for every single match of the Irish tour. So be sure, if you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. It is our second channel where we post plenty more videos. And I remember the mustache days, says Steve Smith. The good old days of mustache. And also Kieran had a mustache as well. And some of you guys may not even know who Kieran is. It's a throwback. That is for sure. But now Aaron Smith about to put this ball up. Oh, it's a penalty. Wait up. What's Carl Dixon doing? Okay. He initially gave the penalty to Ireland and then he decided to reverse it and give it to New Zealand instead. And Artie deserves the captain's role. He always plays his heart out. And that is a link that you can see from Sebastian there for the Kiwi Lad Sport. To anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check that one out. It is our second channel. We do a few of our previews over on that one. And now kicked into touch by the All Blacks. Last 3 minutes of this one and go on, do the accent. Says Galaxy, we'll give it a go at halftime. I feel like that would be decent negotiation possibly. But you got to promise that if I offend anyone from Ireland, like you will forgive me because my Irish accent is not impressive at all. And are there any more Barrett brothers? Does anyone know? Says Floyd King. There aren't really any more that play rugby, but there is another brother who does own a farm. Sevu Reese. He's been hit hard by Tyke Furlong. Now on the halfway line, Smith goes back to, it was that time, Scott Barrett. Now Smith short to offer, throwing a fuss. He actually lost his headgear a little bit earlier on in this contest. Decided he doesn't need it now. Reiko Ioane driven down and almost a forward roly-poly tackle from Gary Ringrose. Smith back across the big Brodie Retallick, getting the legs going. Aaron Smith wants the penalty, and the All Blacks have now got it. Listening from Manila. Now Aaron Smith, the chip and chase. Keith Earl tries to win the foot race. Aaron Smith actually knocking it back, and Artie Savea. Right, they're going to have to check this one, but Savea may have just scored the try for the All Blacks. I think the original theory of it for Aaron Smith was actually to tap it back so that someone of his teammates could run through and get it. And also Andy Farrell is Owen Farrell's dad. He is indeed. TMO coming. Okay, I've got on-field try is what the fella on the touchline said. I believe that was Jordan Way and Artie try. And hopefully the game doesn't get too lopsided. I want a close contest still. Yeah, me too. Love to see this game go right down to the wire, although at this stage, it does seem like it is starting to get a little bit more along the one-sided route. And Artie, it is indeed. And also, love the commentary, mate. Could you give the field position a bit more often? Cheers, says Stephen. I will try my absolute best. So, they've got to decide whether or not Aaron Smith initially has knocked it forward. Ooh. Is this a try? Or is this no try? Okay, Justin Marshall saying it's gone forward. It's very flat anyway. Whose hand does it hit last? Okay, as momentum's going forward, I think this is going to be no try for Artie Savea. And Artie, the Braveheart man, can't believe yes, better commentary today. A bit all over the place the other week, says Max. And also lucky to win one game on tour. Says John there as well. He's clearly knocked it backwards. It's another try. Okay, we'll take it. Fair enough. Savea scores a try in the 38th minute. And now New Zealand are sitting there 26 points to 5 up and also try. And has gone forward, says Shane. Okay, so they've said, yes, it's gone forward after he's touched it. But because that first initial little bit of contact was backwards, that's why it's considered as not forward, I guess. And I love the call as well, says Michael, and also Smith getting better too. And also, how are you guys watching this game? I am watching it on Sky Sport 1. And most blokes listening, Felix position. And also, well, try. And things well in hand. And now Jordie Barrett, 3 from 3 tonight. Now 1 minute 15 left of this first half as well. And the All Blacks are up 28 points to 5. Don't underestimate the Irish. 1 win to speak of. Good team still, says Max. And also, I take it back. Aaron is sinking smart rugby today, says Duxton. Also, I'm just laughing because earlier today, someone said the Irish were going to roll the ABs. Well, take a look at the score, says Amelia there. Although, that's the thing. It's a tricky game to predict because, yes, New Zealand at the moment are in the perfect position in this contest, but the next game could be completely different. Thanks for the commentary, said Big Life Question Media. And as I know, as it all, hope you are doing well. And Marco Fonopola is major cringe. And there so says Juju. Now, kicked up high from Joey Carberry. And the fact that Johnny Sexton is not back yet makes me a little bit concerned for the Irish fly half role. I know that they've still got Joey Carberry and also Ross Byrne as another option that they may decide to use. But Smith goes back to Beauden Barrett. Still 20 seconds left of this first half. And it's going back for another penalty to New Zealand for offside. And that is not what Ireland needed with only 15 seconds left of this half. I think All Blacks, this is going to be a very strategic moment for them. They've got 7 seconds left. They could tap this one and kick it straight into touch, and it would be half-time. Or do you decide to have one last attack and risk letting the Irish get themselves back into it? I believe they tap it, they kick it out, and New Zealand at half-time in this contest go in 28 points to 5 at half-time. So, I wasn't predicting this scoreline, that is for sure. And also, can they come back, says John Lowe. I hope that we do get to see some sort of comeback from the Irish. They scored the first try of the match. As long as they don't allow the All Blacks to dominate in the early stages of the second half, I see them getting a couple tries more, but it's going to be tricky. And it was a try. I witnessed the commentator commentate it, says Max there. And also, they can't wait for the Irish to redeem themselves in the second half, says Big Life Questions Media. And also, wait, did Jordie convert the last try? He did indeed. So it is sitting 28 points to 5, and Johnny Sexton fail, and he's not coming back, says John there. So, yeah, that is a big shame that Johnny Sexton's going to be missing for that second half, because he would have been a massive one to have for the Irish. And he was actually one of my key players that I mentioned as one to watch out for in this contest. But what I'm quickly going to do is we are going to go like this, and I'm going to get you guys some stats to do with that match, or with the first half as well. So we will go like this, and like that. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, guys, all being here for this live stream. And I hope you are all excited to see a whole heap more action taking place in the near future. We will go like this, like that. And while we are waiting, we will go like this. And like that, OMG, talk about the luck of the Irish game. Not over yet. Come on, lads, we never give up, says Dennis. I like the attitude, because at the end of the day, they are definitely going to need the full support of Ireland behind them. They've got plenty of attendance at Eden Park for this contest. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. And would have to be one of the best comebacks of all time as well, says Steve Smith. It would be right up there for Ireland, but they've got the capabilities to do so. The All Blacks, they scored a few tries in a hurry. As you can see, Jordie, Barrett and Savea, 4 tries that they were able to get as a team in only about 16 minutes or so. And good commentary, bro, says Galaxy, and all good, Amelia. Hope you're doing well too, lads, says Sebastian. I almost would rather listen to your commentary than watch the game, says Tommy. Appreciate that a lot.
The All Blacks.
Oh, that's my dad. He's very happy with the first half. Man, I'm absolutely robbed this betting side. Got a steal on AB's -9. I'm doubting my money right now, says Shark Brandon. Also not working out for them anymore. Says we totted and also looking sharp in the suit. And also, why did the Irishman wear to be sure? And go back home and learn how to play footy, says Marty. And that one. But I did see someone mention about the headphones. I do untangle them pretty much every single time, and they just love getting tangled. So I'll probably end up untangling them later on tonight, and then they'll just be back to it. Unfortunately, it's just got that kind of material that loves to get itself rearranged. And also, big love to Papa Kiwi Lad. Says it's Sebastian there. And also, we have got, is it a 3-test series? It certainly is. And they need 4 tries to catch up. It's going to be tricky. It's never going to be easy for the Irish when they did concede those few tries in a hurry, but they got capabilities. Looking through at some of the stats to do with that first half, ladies and gentlemen, we have got that there was actually more possession going in favour of Ireland in the end, 52% for themselves, and then New Zealand 48%. Looking through at territory, though, New Zealand had the better of that department. Meters carried, double the meters carried for New Zealand. Defenders beaten 6 for Ireland, and also have been the try scorers. I was late, so it was Keith Earls scoring the first try of the match for Ireland. Then for New Zealand, it was Jordie Barrett, Sevu Reece, Savea, and Quinn Tupaea. It's great to be able to listen as I'm stuck in the hospital and can't watch. So you're a good send, or you're a godsend, thank you, says it Solban. So hopefully you are doing all right in the hospital, and whoever is in the hospital does make a speedy recovery. Hopefully everything is all right. And other ABs going to play England anytime soon. Keen to see that matchup. It is going to be in November, I believe we get to see that one take place. And looking through at a few more stats, clean breaks 4-1 in favour of New Zealand, offloads 3-2 in favour of the Kiwis as well. And the tackles made actually very even, 70 by New Zealand, 73 by Ireland, and only the 8 and the 6 tackles miffed. And also as Aaron Smith Māori, he is, I believe, yes. I don't know, has he had any time for the Māori All Blacks, or did he just get straight into the All Blacks? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I have a deal with an Irish, with the Irish. I never support their rugby team, but I drink their Guinness, says Sebastian there. And also they need to get Bundy Aki on the field in the second half. And yeah, it's a couple little players that might be able to make a huge difference. And 1,300 viewers, says David the Mod. Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible for this live stream. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, of course. That is our other channel that we have got, where we do previews of certain matches. And also alongside that, we have got ourselves other sports other than rugby, such as football. Also there, we've got rugby league, cricket, a little bit of that as well. And Eden Park Eagles Fortress, All Blacks will win this game by over 40 points. There's Rugby Itch there. And he played against Ireland for the Māori. They lost, says Matt Wilson there. And also nice. And Izzy's fighting USC. He is indeed. Izzy, also Brad Riddell. He's got himself a fight coming up. A few other big matches on the cards. I think Sean O'Malley's on the up against Pedro Munoz, whose name I always say badly. And 2 cents recommended. Commentary spot on, says Ioane there. And it is a huge appreciation to 2 cents. Of course, one of the founding fathers of rugby YouTubing, I guess you could say. Don't tell him I called him a founding father. He might think that I'm calling him old. But yeah, huge respect for that man, as well, as he has been doing it for a very long time. And he has got great analysis as well. And also, earlier, this is turning into a good old-fashioned stomping, says Sarah MC. And also, during summer, do you celebrate on the, or commentate on the Auckland basketball or baseball team that plays in the Aussie series? I haven't in the past, but we are always open to new suggestions of things you guys would like to see. And well, similar to the recent Māori Crew and Ireland game, beat Ireland to push this last half, says Tomo. They pretty much have to, because if they lose by a large margin here, like, their confidence is going to be at an all-time low heading into that next matchup. That wasn't a pun for James Lowe, but I'm hoping he scores a try in the second half as well. Now, currently, the kicking meters, 583. We have seen a little bit more from Ireland than New Zealand, but the next game that we are covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be New Zealand. No, that's a lie, they're playing now. It is going to be Australia versus England as well. So that's going to be an epic contest. And thanks from a pensioner, can't afford to Sports, says Patrick. So hopefully you have been enjoying the coverage. Sevu Reese has been playing pretty well. He got that interception try that certainly helped change the momentum in the All Blacks' favour. But before that, we saw a brilliant run from Leicester Whainānuku. Tupaea has been playing well in the midfield as well, who win the tomorrow, Israel or opponent. So he's versing Jared Cannonier, I believe. But I think Izzy takes it, but Cannonier, you cannot underestimate his power. And also, do you hear that sound of 1,000 Six Nations voices being silenced, says Sir MC. And also, don't count your chickens yet, ABs. You're playing lads with pride here, says Dennis. Exactly right. It's going to be tricky. Try and keep them out of this game, Ireland. And if they score in the first 5 minutes, I think they get within 10 points in this contest. That's a very bold prediction. But if they score within 5, they got a decent crack and also good coverage. Thank you. And there, as well, says Table Mountain. And like I mentioned, we've got plenty more. We've got Australia versus England. Then after that, we have got South Africa versus Wales. And then after that, we are going to be going head-to-head, or we are going to be commentating the match between Scotland and Argentina, the mother country, versus the Aussie Epics encounter. And also, I reckon it's going to be a hard fight for Izzy, says Galaxy. And also, like and sub, let's get subscribers up to 15K. You heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel as well. If you do want to help us out, we have got our channel membership, which gives you special emojis that you have seen from a few of the people in the chat. And also, you get a little Kiwi Lads badge next to your name. And it does update as the months go on. And also Kiwi and Croatia. Thanks, buddy, as well, says John Claw. Or Claw. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. But it must be about 10 a.m. for you in Croatia, is it? Somewhere around there, John. Do let me know, and I love your video, says Franco. Appreciate you a lot, mate. Currently, they have got a little bit of halftime entertainment. It's actually the ones who sung the national anthem for New Zealand. I will be honest, I don't know who they are, but I'm sure that they're good. He's clapping. 2 people are clapping too, so it's a party atmosphere. And also, Mr. Comment from George Brother says, "Sebastian, one moment, we will go back up." It has been going very quick, and AB's out here beating the best team in the world, says George Meyer. And also, I'm got an also overrated Irish whiskey cream, says Craig Walsh. And also, we have got there, is it a church band playing? I don't believe so, but I'm not sure who it is. That band. And also, we have got there, as in Rough and Tough. Also, Clough. Hopefully, I've said that correctly. And yep, 10 a.m. says John Clough there as well. And currently, they are actually showing us the highlight or the kind of match card for the UFC. And you've got Alexander Volkanovski taking on Max Holloway. That's going to be an awesome fight. And so we have got a donation from the Gary Lane. And thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated for that donation. Like I said, you guys seem to be in a very generous mood today for the All Blacks versus Ireland. We do heavily appreciate it. It's all going straight back into the channel, and it is actually going to be paying for the live streaming software that we use to live stream, as we have recently renewed our annual plan of a amount that I'm not going to disclose, but it is a little bit. And also, I'm going to watch the Springboks versus Wales game at Loftus today, says Franco, so that will be an awesome match. Maybe we'll see you in the crowd. We are going to be covering it on the channel. It's going to be a long night of rugby on YouTube. Let's get it, the Kiwi Lad, says Nathan. So I guess big question, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you guys from New Zealand or from Ireland or anywhere in the world, who is going to be with me right through to the final live stream that is going to be Scotland versus Argentina? It starts at 7:10 a.m. New Zealand time, listening from Cape Town, South Africa. Keep up the good work, says Hugo. And also, why don't you use OBS? I have actually looked into it quite a bit, but unfortunately my streaming software, it renewed before I remembered it, if that makes sense. So it only renewed like a week or two ago when I was going to be switching out into OBS. And I'm listening from Pretoria, South Africa, says Franco. So I guess to you South Africans as well, how much is South Africa going to win by up against Wales? To let me know. The ABs were turning over a fair bit of the ball at the start. South Africa could definitely convert that. Says it was Tuxan. I'll be here gradually less and less sober, but I'll be here. How many more games for you to cover, Hamish? So after this one, we are going to be covering the match between Australia and England, South Africa and Wales, and then the next one that we are going to be covering after that is going to be Scotland versus Argentina. I'm listening from prison, says Champagne Lord. So hopefully prison's treating you well, and you're getting fed decently, I guess. And also went to the Māori All Blacks playing. I believe their next game is about the 13th of July or somewhere around there. It's not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, I believe, is when they've got it. I'm Kiwi in the UK. Amish, thanks for doing this, bro. Here for you for your commentary, or here with you for your says G Raccoon, and it is always hugely appreciated as well. But now, do let me know your final score predictions as well, ladies and gentlemen. For the second half, we will also go like this to show you guys the benches. Now, we've already seen Joey Carberry make his way out onto the field. That is due to the injury of Johnny Sexton. He did take a head knock, so they will be hoping big time that he is not going to be missing for the rest of this contest. Kean Healy may not be too far away from getting a little bit of a run as well. 49,000 in attendance, so it's a massive crowd. And the All Blacks are certainly bringing it for this contest. Off the bench for New Zealand, they've got Richie Mo'unga, although Barrett's going very nicely at the moment. Peter Sowakula will be making his debut. Ta'awau, Tuanoki and Tokiaho as the front row replacements. And also Dalton Papali'i loves to bring that physicality later on. And also we have got there, Ireland has a strong bench. Watch South Africa versus Wales in the last test. South Africa 34, Wales 14. And well, it's going to be a very long night for you, says Spider-Meek. It certainly is, but luckily we have got all of you guys here with us to make it fly by as well. And just as well, AB's top 15 not playing, says Table Mountain. And also, why don't you show the actual game, says John. It is pretty much all down to copyright. If we were to show any match footage or audio, you get yourself taken off YouTube, and also they ban you from live streaming for 3 months, which is pretty rough because this is like our job. So we would pretty much end up just losing our job for 3 months. And yeah, would be a bit unfortunate. And also 45-15, All Blacks are good hiding, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck definitely playing in the next game, says Daddy Fat Sacks. And also, Hamish, do you have long hair? It's kind of long. It's similar to James Lowe, except nowhere near as long. Or puffy, I guess you could say. And also, I think South Africa by 6. And Satuju as well, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Yeah, in the chat. And unless we are just about to get back underway for the second half, even though Eden Park has got a few more All Black supporters than the Irish crowd are still loving it. That man should put his shirt back on. The All Blacks flags, they are certainly out in numbers here to watch this game in Auckland. The next one, I believe, is it going to be at FNG Stadium or is it Sky? No, Sky Stadium's, is it Forsyth Bar? When do we head to Dunedin for this one? And Barrett off all of them as well. And also, I think he says Daddy Fat Sacks that also watch your record for the most viewers in a stream at one time. I believe it was for a South African live stream where we were doing South Africa versus Wales. And I think we hit some sort of crazy record, like 4,000 concurrent viewers, which was absolutely weird. And how about a 10-second live for us? Just 10 is all we need, says Spider-Meek. Although I have mentioned about it in the past as well. Pretty much if you do 10 seconds, then people are like, okay, 10 seconds worked. Let's do 15 seconds now and see whether or not we can get away with it. And then after that, you end up pretty much getting taken out. And what's the best current modern rugby game available on console goals? Guys, best old game was Rugby 08. I mean, it depends on the competitions that you like. Because if you like Super Rugby, I'd recommend Rugby Challenge. Maybe Rugby Challenge 3 if you don't mind graphics. If you do mind graphics, though, it's a little bit trickier. And so we have got the Cantabs won't like the score. Fozzie looking good. And there as well, he'll be a very happy man. That's almost a smile from him, isn't it? And also we have got the off-season for Ireland. I bought this team to condition them for the fast pace. I needed him to come into the World Cup. Lots of lessons to be learnt from playing Southern Hemisphere team, says Patrick there. And or will you do Australia versus England after, sir? I certainly will be. And now we are ready to get underway. And also Rugby Challenge is horrible. It is, but it's still probably the best of current options, I guess you could say, which is a bit of a shame. I was like, you must learn to do ball-by-ball commentary like on the radio, says Lawrence there. And yeah, I think the big thing that the difference is because we do end up reading chat as well, which does make it a little bit trickier. Hugo Keenan now hanging on to this one, tries to sell the dummy and going through. Tupaea makes the tackle. Now Jamison gives him Park 40 metres out from the line here. Ireland trying to find their way back into this contest. They were scoring the first try of this contest, and they did have more of the ball for the first 15 or so minutes, but then from there it went downhill. Are you staying up to watch all the matches tonight? I certainly am. And I saw Steve Smith said it's 3 a.m. for Scotland versus Argentina. But yeah, if you do end up staying up, Steve, we will certainly be up for a chat if it does help you keep awake for that one as well. And also, what is your real name? My real name is Hamish. Now, Joey Carberry passes back. James Lowe linking up beautifully now. Robbie Henshaw up the middle. A few slippery little moments there for the All Blacks. It's going to be the advantage for offside now. So Ireland, that ball's been dropped. And you would think with the score being the way that it is, they will not consider taking the 3 from here. And also Hammy Whammy. And also Wilson says big life. And listening from Rustenburg, South Africa. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing fantastic. And also Rugby Challenge is way too many scripts or it's way too much scripting, it ruins the game, and referee doesn't want to give the All Blacks a yellow card, says Clifford there. Although I believe, if I'm not wrong, that might be about the 6th penalty. So they might have just a little bit more time, but if it goes down, it's certainly going to be possibly a chance at a yellow card very soon. And also, can someone please tell me the channel name to watch the game, please? Sky. So it is on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand, Stan Sport in Australia, DSTV in South Africa. So that's actually only the 3rd penalty against New Zealand, and I can't watch the game. Says Franco there. The highlights will be on the All Blacks YouTube channel. So after, and also, OMG, please don't bring out the guitar. Can't take it now. Come on, Ireland. You can do this, says Dennis. Now, nicely taken by James Ryan. The guitar is just there as well, so I could have brought it out if I felt like a bit of a meanie, I guess is the worst name that I can say for PG-13 content. Now, Dan Sheehan tries to step. He's just given Aaron Smith almost a double throat punch there. Now, Joey Carberry does the step, tries to duck under the tackle of Bauer. Leicester Fainanuku straight on the ball, but George Bauer also got stuck in the middle of that breakdown, and another penalty goes the way of Ireland. Please give New Zealand a yellow card, even things up a little bit. And also checking in from Arkansas, USA. It's 3:10 a.m. Go the All Blacks. Says Kerman there. Ireland once again kicking this one for the corner now. Joey Carberry tried to go through. George Bauer, he got stuck there. And Leicester Fainanuku just uses his strength. And same with the Irish. I think it was Paddy Ryan did end up picking him up. Or sorry, James Ryan. Nicely taken now. Dan Sheehan. Waiting for it at the back of the rolling moor. It looks like Furlong's going to try and help him out a little bit. Jameson gives him back. This one's marching forward. It has gone down on the front row of that maul. Gives him back. Waiting for this one now. Gives it off to Ringrose. Missed tackle from Sam Cane. Almost opened up a gap. But Fainanuku straight in the breakdown. Unable to turn it over now. Gives him back. Goes to the short side. That is where Fainanuku would have been. Josh Van den Fleur on his back now. Gives him back. They've got the advantage as well. It looks like Furlong might get himself the carry. Sam Cane able to drag him down relatively quickly. Now off Robbie Henshaw. Close. But Bauer just pretty much puts his body on the line. It looks like Josh Van den Fleur is calling for a wide. Hugo Keenan drops there. He's tackled by Artie Savea. They do have to release him. They were trying to hold him up for as long as they could. Gives him back. Now off to James Slow. And Ringrose scores it. And that will be Ireland's first try of the second half. I mentioned if they score in the first 5 minutes of the second half, this game could be a lot closer. And they possibly could get within 10 by the end of the match. But Ringrose does score it. He has had a very good game in the midfield, Gary Ringrose. And now in the 44th minute, Ireland back into it. And it seems like the second half, it started the same way as the first. As you can see, 44 minutes through, they have scored the try. In the 4th minute, they also scored themselves a try. And Love Boxing. And there, as well, says Galaxy, and also a try. It is indeed in Ireland. They were able to score it in the format. Gary Ringrose, was he in or out? He was in. They might check it again just to make sure, but I believe he was in the field of play. And now Joey Carberry, not an easy kick for his first kick of the day. What's your favourite Super Rugby team? I always struggle to pick my favourite just because I absolutely love watching all of them play. I like the Hurricanes kit the most out of all the sides. Buller again, Amish from Missouri, USA. Go the Green Machine. What are your thoughts on Ireland or the AB team selections for this game? I like Ireland's side a lot more than the Māori All Blacks game, but that is because they were resting the players so that they could end up playing a stronger lineup in this game. They did end up going down a little bit in the early stages of the contest, but now Joey Carberry from the touchline. Oh, it's nice. Has snuck in, and now it's going to be 28 points to 12 in favour of the All Blacks. And then for the All Blacks, I like their selection overall. I know that there were questions about Scott Barrett being 6 rather than having kind of a specialist blindside flanker. He doesn't seem like he's done too badly throughout this match so far. It's a great offload from James Lowe, though, finding Gary Ringrose. And come on, Joey, dethroned Sexton already as well. Says Sebastian, about time to try. And come on, Ireland, make the ABs work. As well, nicely taken by James Lowe. Sitting just out from their own 22, or almost taken outside of the 22. It's a penalty to Ireland. Now, what do they decide to do? It looks like Joey Carberry will be kicking this one for touch. And good to see a fair few Americans getting into the rugby, says Steve Smith. It's absolutely awesome. And with the Rugby World Cup 2031 being held in South Africa, that's a lie, being held in the US. Yeah, that is the right year, isn't it? Yeah, the US have got it in 2031. It's going to be pretty awesome from a game excitement perspective. Good to see that try, says Brian. Exactly right. The penalties against New Zealand, they have already had 3 penalties against them. And what if you turn your camera to your TV so we can follow much better, says Sekove. Unfortunately, YouTube and also Sansa will take us straight down. They've even taken people down in the past for not even showing the game. And also, can you unblock my other Shark Brain account? I was blocked like a year ago for no reason. See Shark Brain. I will go through and have a look at who I've got in the thingy. I learned the other day when I was looking at it, we've got about 1,000 like spam accounts blocked, which was quite a few. That didn't look that straight from Ireland, but Cody Taylor, I'm going to jump on it. That's not saying that you were a spam account either, Shark Brain. It's just when I looked through, there were a lot of names there. When Tupaea up to the halfway line currently, New Zealand protecting the ball quite nicely. They know how important the clean out is to be able to keep possession on the side of the All Blacks. And also, whereas Richie Mo'unga here is going to be coming off the bench. He did have a little bit of a stomach illness earlier on in the week, which I believe is one of the reasons why he did get selected as a bench player in this match rather than starting. But Scott Barrett, nice attack and dangerous run at the line. Sam came back to Beauden Barrett, great hands. Reiko Ioane now tries to step and drives forward a bit further. Andrew Porter asking for a penalty. Beauden Barrett inside ball to Retallick. A few of the more experienced All Blacks players linking up, flick on the inside from Aaron Smith to Lester Whaiananuku. Now 35 metres out. Bauer trying to break through, just making extra metres here for the ABs up to 10 phases. Sam Whitelock now, good tackle on him by Peter O'Mahony, trying to turn it over. He's been told he's not allowed to take it, and he takes it anyway. So it is going to be the penalty to the All Blacks. And also Shrek playing tonight. Who is Shrek? Do let me know. And I had you, Shark Brain, because you were an of your true stories. Sebastian, and also thanks so much. Love you, too, mate. See Shark Brain there. And also Peter playing for Ireland. He is indeed Peter O'Mahony. Definitely the best commentator on live chat. Says Rion there. And I do apologize for anyone who I have missed their message. It's not my intention. It's just because it's going that quickly. It is very hard to juggle all of it as well. But anyone wondering about that game between France and Japan, France were able to win it 42 points to 23. So they won it by 19 points. I think I predicted 17-point win to France. So that probably wasn't a terrible shout. But now New Zealand, they kicked for the corner. They could have gone for the easy three. Oh, Scott Barrett, yes, he is playing in this matchup and sideline, not penalty. Says it was John there. So, yeah, they've decided that they want to play aggressive here in the early stages of the second half. That's more like it, says John. Now Sam Cane back across to Quinn Tupaea, tackled by Henshaw and Carberry. I think it's almost stolen. No, Furlong not quite able to get it now. Brodie Retallick looks for the offloader. Has gone backwards. I've said Scott Barrett now trying to make his way forward. Once again in contact. Looks like the All Blacks considering the right-hand side. Cross kick attempt over the head of Quinn Tupaea. And it is going to be going back for the initial penalty, watching from Lazarete. Or Lazarete. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I feel like I've really butchered that name, though, so I do apologise for that. And also Retallick and Whitelock 207 Reese wants to take the quick tap here. 10 metres out. It's an easy three if the All Blacks want it. And at this point, you start to do the maths on your fingers. Okay, that's the time. The moment they're going to be making the subs, because at the end of the day, you got to go, right, if we were on 31 points, that's a difference of 19, which means that Ireland, if they score 3 times, they have to convert 2 of them just to draw. But if you score now, that could take it completely out. And also, I thought Wayne Rooney was the Shrek of sport, says Steve. And also, I took the bet of 19 plus Japan. I won that one as well when I roll this weekend. And also, the minutes go by and Scott Barrett hasn't got sent off. What's happening? It's impressive at the moment for him. And also hold them back. Ireland says Big Life Questions Media. Andy Farrell. We have just seen that Joey Carberry. Hang on. There's a late withdrawal here that they are talking about. So Cian Healy is off the bench. The man who was at number 17 is no longer at number 17. So Finlay Bealham out due to a positive test, which then meant that they had to bring in Tom O'Toole, who did play in a recent fixture. So a very late change for Ireland and at this fixture as well. And also later, I'll join another live someday. I'll be back tonight. If you haven't left for some reason, maybe for the next game tonight, says Milky. And there's that, so we will see you later on. And also, I thought Tonga had a chance at beating Fiji today, says Joseph. I thought they were going to put up a lot more of a fight than we did end up seeing for that matchup. But currently 15 minutes through this contest. How much time left in the match? Trying to stay up 3:18 a.m., says Kermit. So, yeah, just 30 more minutes. If your eyelids aren't too heavy, you might see a relatively close finish here, depending on how it goes. And AB's fallback being below average today, says Daddy Fat Sacks here. When trying to isolate one player who has stood up in this game, you might go, I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Bauer's been pretty solid because he's been handling Tyke Furlong not too badly. But other than that, maybe Savea as another choice. Retallick's been solid. He always puts in relatively solid performance at 9:20 a.m. in the UK as well. So it's confused Xbox. So you've got plenty of matches that will be taking place throughout the night. That was me trying to hold back a yawn, and I've done not too badly there. And also New Zealand should bring Mwanga on now. I don't think he'll be too far off making his way out onto the park. And also what time is Japan versus France? It's actually already happened. And calling out Ireland to win the scrum, says Daddy Fat Jacks, and wearing shades at night. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any sunglasses per se. I've got those interesting looking glasses. And also, can you commentate UFC fights too? I have done... Have I done any in the past? No, I was going to do one, but then I did end up doing something else. But I have considered it in the past, being able to do some UFC. I think tomorrow we might end up having the NRL. That's gone down in the front row, and it's a penalty to New Zealand. Yeah, these are the only glasses that I've got within reach, but like you can't see anything out of them. You know, I can't even read the time on there. 50 minutes through. I'm digging Ireland, says Dennis. And I was like, Hamish, how are you doing today? I'm doing brilliantly because there's so much rugby. 500 likes by the end of the live stream. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And golly, what language is that guy speaking? And not quite English. I'm kind of halfway in between that. And I would say maybe, I mean, I don't even know if I would call it an earthling language. I just make it up as I go, really. And get in there, boys, says Rio Gamer. And Beer Goggles says Chris Slade. I wonder if I could run down the hallway in those without concussing myself. That might be a video idea. Never mind not being able to read the time. They make you look like a... okay. And also, you're awesome, mate. Forget all the other guys you're at, mate. Says Leon there as well. I do appreciate your penalty now going the way of Ireland, which is exactly what they would have wanted there. New Zealand English, says Daddy Fat Sacks. And also, bloody enjoy this live broadcast, buddy. Cheers, says the Gary Lane. And it is hugely appreciated that you have stuck around with us. And also thank you very much for your generous donation earlier on in the live stream. It does help us out big time. Pretty much goes towards just more live streams. It's the best way of putting it. Lighting, green screen, etc. is where all of our YouTube revenue goes. But it looks like Samasoni Takiaho's currently warming up with Peter Gus Sowakula, two Chiefs teammates, I should say there. I don't know what was the outcome. France versus Japan. France were able to win that match. And also, did you know Rugby Guru got a strike for no reason? I did, but I do see that. I think he is free now, isn't he? And also, those glasses look like the ones the scientists wear in Disposable Me. And there as well says it was Steve Smith. It was that Despicable Me, maybe. And also, we have got there Mickey Mouse says, cheers for bringing this to us. No worries at all. Now, Leicester Whainanoku, 40 metres out from the line here for the All Blacks. And once again, in position, they had just a little bit less in the first half, but Scooter Barrett, as his nickname, now making his way forward, Artie Savea. Brilliant run from Artie Savea. He had Reiko Ioane. Doesn't need him, though. And Artie Savea does that dive that he did up against the box. And he scores his second try of the match as well. We'll go like this. And that came out of nowhere. That is going to be Artie Savea picking up his second. So I mentioned the two men in the fullback that I felt had done well. George Bauer was one. Artie Savea was the other one. And also, Disposable Me autocorrect is annoying, and it's just done it again to you, Steve. Also, when you only had a few hundred subscribers, now you're flying. You deserve it. Best commentary on YouTube, says Stephen. Do appreciate that a lot. And also, do you know where Foster gets his name from? Not really, no. Probably his parents. I think, loving it, you're a funny guy, and God send when I'm not home in New Zealand with Sky TV, Kiwi Croatian, says John there. Great presentation. Cheers. Stay away from the football. All Whites versus Australia coming up soon, says Graham. Yeah, we did the qualifying match for New Zealand versus Costa Rica, which was a bit of a brutal one. And Despicable Me again, says Steve Smith. And you're doing the Springboks game, mate. We certainly are. We are doing the Springboks. We are doing Wallabies versus England coming up very soon. There's another try to New Zealand. So they now sit on 33 points. So do you think we should keep Clown Foster? Says Joseph. I mean, people looking at this performance would say probably, I wonder if the glasses fit him. Because I think I made it life-sized head of Ian Foster. There you go. It's Ian. Ian looks like he's been on the rack. That's not going to quite work out. Sorry, Ian. Didn't want to do that to you, mate. I love the suit. Looking professional. Says James there, and also Savea Rock. I like how I just got complimented for looking professional as I'm trying to shove glasses on a stick man. But now New Zealand hanging on to this inside of their 22. A lot of pressure on Sever Reese. He's wrestled down there by Peter O'Mahony. And it's still replaced Foster with McCullum And there's Fluffy and also Australian beer Hamish Foster and Nick Kieran back for this match, Hamish. Says Steve Smith, tell you what, I can't quite bring him completely back, but I can put him up in the corner. There we go. Kieran has made his way up there, but now Aaron Smith kicks it high. It's a decent box kick as well, down to Hugo Keenan. This could be a good attacking opportunity for the Irish now. Off to Joey Carberry, wide sling and pass off to Keith Earls. Lester Whainanoku, got to keep an eye on him. Reiko Ioane able to make that tackle. It's going to be popped out the side there. You have to say there was a little bit of obstruction there for Jamison Gibson Park, but Lester Whainanoku has been able to turn the ball over. Now Smith off to Brodie Retallick, tries a flick pass. It was always going to be tricky for Whitelock, but they've said it's come off his foot. So it is play on. Caelan Doris does take the ball back for Ireland, though. Now New Zealand trying to counter-ruck 40 metres out from the Irish line. Or from the All Blacks line, I should say. It's another interception. Boy, you've got to be careful with those ones. James Lowe almost goes into touch. And it was out and open up the floodgates, ABs. And also all these haters are going to be cringing right now, gone quiet. Says Nathan there, and also come on Ireland. And also All Blacks don't rush play or don't play Irish in the World Cup as well. France up first, says AJ. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. But of these four sides that I'm about to mention, two of these sides have to go home in the quarterfinals. Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa, France. That's unfortunate because I'd love to see all of them in the semi-final. Of course, alongside... Wait, no, they can't all be in the semi-final. I was going to say I'd love to see them all in the semi-final alongside South Africa and England, but that's 6 teams, and that's not how a semi-final works. And Kieran sided with Ireland Irish trader as well, says Steve Smith. I was going to... Oh, can I say it? I feel like I can. Well, currently, he is also pretty deflated because they haven't pumped him up in a little while as well. That was just anyone who doesn't know, that's a giant inflatable doll that I own. It's how to save it. But now Dan Sheehan at the back, and Bundy should have started. He has just made his way back out onto the field. How's Leicester doing? He's been looking pretty decent, Leicester Whainanoku, but now Ireland starting to roll this one forward. Waiting for this one at the back. And also, yeah, I'm tired of armchair critics putting down Foster. What we don't need is some big-headed Southern man as All Blacks coach. Says Patrick there now. It's going to be Robbie Henshaw with this ball. Trying to go through. He slipped over, but he's got back up to his feet. Yuso Bundy should have started. And mate, Artie is a beast. He certainly is. He's been looking impressive throughout this contest, scoring himself 2 tries as well in the process. Now back across. Jack Conan. Big contact from Sam Cane. A little bit of a slip from Jamison Gibson Park, but the Irish, they're getting closer and closer. Only 10 metres out from the line now. Jamison Gibson Park goes back across. Henshaw inside ball to Carberry. The All Blacks all going around the bootlaces, making it very tricky for them. Jamison Gibson Park almost pierces through. Only 3 metres short now with the line. It looks like Andrew Porter would love to have a carry. He goes across to big Tyke Furlong. He tries to keep himself on his feet. It doesn't quite work out. I see that my cat has come back. He has decided that he would like to see what the score is, so he might end up popping up on me relatively soon. Now driving forward once again. Nicely done. One more. Off to Joey Carberry. He reaches. Did he get it down, though? I think there could have been a little knock on, but it was whether or not he got it down. And then after that, they've managed to get it away. And also we have got, and they're coming Ireland. Is it all 15? Says Ollie there. Right, Peter O'Mahony seems like he thinks it's a try. He wants a penalty try, in fact, for that one. Okay, they're going upstairs to check this one. Now, that is something that we didn't actually have in the Pacific Nations Cup that was taking place a little bit earlier on. No TMO in that competition. Come on, just give the ref, give the try ref, and then the Maori players, the best for Ireland. And there says Cooper Cronk, and also Paul Commentary, mate, says Harry. Sorry about it. Joey Carberry wasn't quite able to fend off Reiko Ioane. Right, he ends up with his hand on the ball there, Ioane. Then it slips. Then Joey Carberry. Okay, he's reaching. Oh, it's close to hanging on to it. And I feel the love, Harry. Says I bet you there, and also looking like a yellow here. And also, will Argentina get one over Scotland today? It's going to be tricky, and if you don't have anything else to say, don't say nothing, says Ollie. Oh, yeah, that's close. That is close to a grounding. I think there was some sort of control. Oh, but it's almost slipping off the side. Referee used yellow card to the 5 ABs to level things up. Irish struggle big time, and also we'll go there. That's a try, mate, says Daddy Fat Six. I think he's got enough of it. to... Oh, that angle makes it look worse, though. That angle makes it look like his hand is not on the ball. Okay, one of the touchies just went. So, not in control of the ball. It is going to be a no try. And this one, a try or not, it is going to be no try. I'm not sure about the double movement. 36 and also try there. And did Ireland get a try? Sadly, they did end up missing out. That could have been the start of another little bit of a comeback spell for them. But I believe because it's high contact, I think makes contact with the net. We might see Reiko Ioane go to the bin here. Wait, is this a penalty try? And just allowed, unfortunately, as I said, Sebastian, and also a try from Emma. Right, if this is too high from Reiko Ioane, it's slightly rode up the shoulder. So I don't think this is going to be a penalty try here. And also we have got there, they don't look like a whole tackle or high tackle. And also we have got a new member, and that is the Gary Lane. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. Well, you're being in. No, Rob says 35-6 and saw prediction for the box game. I think the Springboks win it by, I think I said about 15 in my prediction. And also, do we got 2? Or what do we got to do to get a try? It is. And also, look at you go, you legend. See Sebastian there as well. Okay, just the offside seems like they're going with. And also, we look at their welcome, brother, and that's not high common. And then also, thanks for the commentary, Russ and Darwin. Oh, what temperature are you looking at in Darwin at the moment, Russell? But that is a no try, but it's still going to be a 5-meter penalty here. And also, why can't you just show the live? Sadly, due to licensing, because I haven't paid for the licensing fees, I am unable to show any match footage or audio because of big providers such as Sky, Stan, and everyone. They pay millions of dollars to be able to show matches. And if I was to show any match, I get taken off YouTube and possibly sued. So that's why, sadly. But they do let us do the commentary. Hello, Billy. What are you up to? Billy is my cat, I should mention. So who's your favourite All Black? I mean, to be fair, it sounds like I'm just making it up because of how well he's gone in this game. But I do enjoy Ardie Savea. Now getting very close for Ireland. They've decided to take the quick tap. They're only about a metre short of the line now. They're twisting and turning close to the post. I think Ty Furlong could go in here if he gets the ball. Right, he wants it. He's going to use the post to his advantage. Doesn't quite go through, though. Sam Whitelock, brilliant defense from New Zealand. Still 22 minutes left. Josh Van den Fleur has gone in, and that is going to be the try. Not just the try, though. It is a try between the sticks. Make it a little bit easier for the kicker, Joey Carberry, although it doesn't really matter because he kicked them over from the touchline as well. So we will go Flair. There we wait. How do you spell Flair? Josh Van den Fleur. I know that there's an A. I think it's like that, so we will type it like that just for now, but I could have it wrong. But 57 minutes in, oh, he's dropped the bloody ball. He's dropped the bloody ball. He's dropped the ball. Reiko Ioane has helped out. Same with Ardie Savea. That hurts. And also, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. It's a knock-on against Josh Van den Fleur. And also, he lost that, says Tuxter. He did. Yeah, the replay showed that he did, unfortunately, end up dropping that ball. And the Reiko try save. It's almost 2 in a row that he has had Reiko Ioane. And also, seriously said, big life question media. And the thing is, it just hasn't quite been clinical enough, unfortunately, for Ireland throughout this contest. And also, lucky says Tuxter. And also, if it's Josh, the pressure of a big game, says Sebastian. There as well. I think my cat is a little bit concerned that there are so many opportunities for Ireland. I went completely blank there. I was reading some of the stats and working out who was making his way out onto the field. Richie Mo'unga now out there. Finley Christie also out there now. I think they're leaving Beauden Barrett and Richie Mo'unga on the field. This is where it normally either goes good or bad. And also we have got there, who's your favourite player of all time? All time's tricky. I've had a lot of favourites over the years. I mean, I enjoyed watching Richie McCaw just because of how, kind of tough he was. Favourite of all time's tricky, isn't it? And thanks, Cameron, as well, says Edward and Reiko Ioane. Heavenly try save of the hands. And now, what breed of cat is your cat? I'm not sure of the breed, but he's ginger, if that helps at all. In fact, I've actually got an emoji on the channel. There he is. That's what he looks like. He has got one bad eye. He's actually been blind in one eye for about 5 years now. But he still makes his way around. He's about 17 or 18 years old. And also Caleb and Roger Taulas are shaking the next game, and I say 56 points to 22. Now the scrum feed for New Zealand only 5 metres out from their own line. It was a bit of an early push from the All Blacks, and it's effective because now they've got themselves a penalty advantage. Off the back, Finley Christie looks to the short side. Wants to give it off to Richie Mo'unga instead with the skip pass off to Reiko Ioane inside ball. Now to Richie Mo'unga. Finds the offload to Christie. Now to Whitelock, Bowden, Barrett, everyone getting involved now for the All Blacks. And it seems like they've been able to make an extra about 30 metres since that advantage was in their favour. Leicester Whaiananuku dragged down. And also the Ginger Ninja is out there as I says Daddy Fat Six. And that is, of course, Finley Christie now kicked downfield from Bowden Barrett. Oh, hang on. That's gone out on the full. So it is going to be an Irish opportunity, and it was Jordie Barrett. And so he's a one-eyed Kiwi supporter, says James. I guess you could say that. He does like the Crusaders for some reason. Oh, actually, no, he's a Chiefs supporter. Anytime I am doing a Chiefs commentary live stream, he seems to come down next to me, tries to watch it. And also, I can never pick an all-time best. Every generation of players has the outstanding individuals, exactly right. And also, what is that cat doing up there, says Atene? He's just chilling. It's one of the many membership emojis that we have got on the channel. So if you do want access to those ones, it is through the channel membership, which is the link that you can see there. But Angus Tarvale having a bit of a juggle. New Zealand able to retain this ball, though, after Ireland having the handling error at scrum time, and also must have been the PM's old, as it's only got one eye. There's Lawrence there, and also 8:37 p.m. is the time that we are sitting at in New Zealand. That one has gone into Dutch. Does Billy need factor 50 sun cream to be around your PC monitor, says Sebastian? Not quite. He has tried to climb up on it quite a few times, but he gets he's very weird at night time. I think Brady Retallick might have gotten a finger in the eye here. He doesn't look too flash at all. Maybe a knock design and all. Good cheers, Birdie V. And there as well. So I hope you are doing absolutely fantastically, Birdie. Hope you're excited for South Africa a little bit later on when they do end up playing up against Wales. We will be covering that game on the channel as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. It is our second YouTube channel, and we have got plenty more content coming up on that one as well. So what I'm going to do, if I can work it out, while we have got a bit of a stoppage in play, it seems like the perfect time to be able to promote that channel. And also we have got that Koi Big and there as well. And also we have got Dang Island set piece sucks. And it's normally very strong though, which is the weird thing for them. But Reiko Ioane in their backline has certainly been an effective aspect for New Zealand throughout this contest. Josh Van den Flery just put that ball down, sadly, which is not what they wanted. And excited for Australia versus England. Yep, it's going to be an awesome matchup, and it is coming to you guys live straight after this game. And give all them AB's Lotto tickets after this game. Bet a few of them end up winning this thing. Anyway, now you got to find team. Things might be better, or next game might be better. Cheers, Dennis there. And yeah, I feel like Ireland getting acquainted into the kind of, I guess, New Zealand conditions as well is going to be a tricky-ish process for them. But the second one, I feel, is going to be a lot closer, and it's about taking your opportunities when they come and how much time left that's going to be. Now the scrum for New Zealand. 18 minutes left on the board here. What we will do is we will go like this. We will go like that. We will go to this one and also keep to the game, please, says Rata. And there as well, though we have currently got a scrum reset, so we've got about 2 or so minutes before they get down. And let's comment on the game, says Daryl Mack. And there as well. Reiko Ioane, man of the match. In fact, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who would you have as your man of the match for this contest? There we go. They are talking to Peter Wilkins at the moment. I have got the sport channel, and I have actually pinned that one as the comment there while we are talking to the Irish assistant referee. And also love the commitment, Kerman. And then 3:37 a.m. So, yeah, certainly very early for yourself. And also Rico defense. He's been very impressive with the defensive side of things. Also another player who's done well, Tupaea, been looking decent. Leicester Whaiananuku. And Bowden Barrett probably. That's the thing. A lot of the guys for New Zealand in the back line, like we've had a couple who have stood up big time, but we've also had, everyone's had a relatively solid game. I can't think of someone who's had a terrible backline performance in this contest. And the same could actually be said about Ireland. Ringrose and Henshaw have been playing well. Keith Earls, when he got the ball. James Lowe's been a little bit more quiet. And also, did you play rugby in school? I did way back in school, like when I was about 10. That was a high shot from Jamison Gibson Park. The referee did not see it. Oh, and that's going to be put down by Peter Gus Sowakula, currently on debut. Robbie Henshaw off now to Gary Ringrose with a beautiful spin. And he's playing a bit of NFL there. Now Gibson Park off into the hands of, I believe that was Heffernan. Looked like he wasn't too flash after taking that contact. He's slowly getting up, trying to work out where his feet are. Nah, he's possibly concussed there. He didn't look too flash. At least the fine Arnuku just sticks the hand out and receives that ball. And Ireland is nothing without Sexton as well. Says 11 only love. And yeah, it was a shame that he did end up getting concussed early on. Bundy Aki, bit of pressure there. He jumps on it. They're trying to say that it was a knock on, and they are going back for it now. And whereas Roger Tuivasa-Sheck did miss out on selection for this first match. But he did possibly, I'd say he's done enough. Yeah, I'd say he's done enough to be able to get himself a selection in either the next one or the last one. And let's go Peter Gus and interception Leicester. And there's, and also Ireland not playing their best footy, and also New Zealand's first test of the year is usually their slowest. All Blacks will only get better. So here's Anthony and Bundy. So here's a big life. So like they're saying, Heffernan's first play in the game is actually a head clash, and now it looks like he might have to go off the field, and they will have to bring out Dan Sheehan again, possibly. A nice touch, Peter. So here's AJK. Yeah, just putting the ball down. The next game that is taking place tonight, it is Australia versus England. Going to be an awesome one. Too late now, Ireland. Says David the Mod, and also Ireland Miss Schmidt. Says Spider Mick there as well. But the next game after that one that we are doing on the channel, it is Springboks versus Wales. And then it is going to be the last game is Argentina versus Scotland, I should say as well. And also getting selected was questionable enough for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Unlikely to see him actually play. At least some injuries occur. Says Sebastian there as well. But it looks like Ty Byrne, his night is over. And Reiko and Aaron have been strong today, says Tuxter. Yeah, the New Zealand backline, to be honest, it's been the complete opposite of what we saw in November last year. When is the next game? Next game for New Zealand is actually going to be this weekend, and that will be, next weekend, and that will be up against Ireland at Forsyth Bar. Ronan O'Gara will get the Ireland job in the future. That's going to be a free kick now to New Zealand, and they may go down for another scrum more than likely. And also 35-12, similar margin to Wednesday night's game, and Bundy an example of some of our very best players playing overseas, says Patrick. And I'll put Bundy in. His name, by the way, is now officially Bundy McCarthy. Or that's hard to say. McCarthy. It's almost like get a bit of that tongue-tiedness. Do you watch the NBA? Not as much as I would like to, but we're hoping to do a lot more of it next year on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. Carl Tuanuki-Afi helping protect that ball. Finley Christie looks like he's going off the short side. We've hardly seen any kicking from New Zealand in the last little while, which is why probably Finley Christie will try and do a box kick now. Yeah, we will. I'll just be quiet. Finley Christie now putting up the box kick. Jason after this one. James Lowe nicely taken. Tackled by Jordie Barrett. Trying to shut him down early. And also sounds like Makaki's and Bundy Oaki. And there's one, isn't it? Bundy Oaki says it is indeed. But he has got the honorary Mick from Ireland as well. And now passing it back across into the hands of Kieran Treadwell. Actually had a decent performance in the Māori All Blacks game, which I believe is why he did get himself the bench spot. Joey Carberry's looking like he's skating on ice. He's been almost hit hard by Scott Barrett. Got him a little bit too high. Says it's on the shoulder. So he is going to be all right now. Ty Furlong finds the offload. Back to Heffernan. I'm not 100% convinced that he hasn't been concussed. Now, Robbie Henshaw, nicely done with the tackle on Peter Gus Sowakula. And also, just messing around. And Artie has had a good day too. He certainly has. And Tuivasa is Samoan. Here's Atena, and the penalty goes the way in New Zealand. They have had pretty much every penalty in the second half. No singing for Ireland fans tonight, like in Dublin. Says it was Cameron. And also minus the Warriors, says Franco for his favourite team. No Bundy McCarthy, says a Big Life Questions Media. Scott Barrett straight over the ball. And Heffernan trying his absolute best to hang on to it, but it was stolen. Doug Howland and Joe Rocafoko were my favourite New Zealand players. So I assume you did enjoy watching the Blues back in the day, maybe, Aaron, if I'm not wrong, because Doug Howland, he used to absolutely tear it up for them. That is for sure. But anyone who is new to the channel, while we have got another stoppage in play, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. You guys all being here. Right, Heffernan is now going off the field. He had to, because he was very wobbly in the last little bit. And finally, we're in the right half of the field. No, Browy cool. Says Etienne there as well. And it seems like Dalton Papali'i going to be making his way out onto the park now for Sam Cane. Decent performance, I would say, for Sam Cane. Nothing to write home about, but he's been all right. Sam Cane is the skipper. And also Carlos was my favourite, especially after the Tim Tam ad As us says Juju, and also the Aviva test was fairly close. This has been quite lopsided, and Bro Celtics only have 2 good players. Says Franco there. That's going to be thrown in nicely, taken by Peter Sowakula. Now Artie Savea. He's trying to work his way towards a hat trick. Currently only about 15 metres out. Nice run from Leicester Whainā Nuku. Down again, Samasoni Takiaho. Driving forward just a little bit further. Kieran Treadwell trying his absolute best to slow it down. Now Peter Sowakula. It's another penalty advantage. Bundyaki straight over the ball. Good turnover, but they did have the advantage. So they're going back and get Billy on, says Fluffy. I think he has actually left the lounge so that he can go get some food on All Blacks team. It's mostly Blues player. All Finley Christie got dropped. Christie did end up going down, and also so much Polynesian, says Athena, and also Sam Kane just went out. It is job, Hamish, says David. Yeah, he didn't have anything flashy. Like, if we see the tackling stats, he probably made like maybe 10 to 15 tackles, but it wasn't anything similar to what Artie Savea had, where pretty much everything Artie Savea did, you saw him pretty much there, if that makes sense. And solid work, Sam Kane, and also go the All Blacks, says something, and also Hamish, are your mum and dad still sober, mate? Says Mac McIntyre. I believe they are. Haven't seen them in a little while, though. I'm sure they'll be very happy with this result. All Stars 92 Olympic team. It's the best team ever assembled, and go the All Blacks. And also Christie, the feisty ginger, says Ella's revealed. And also Sam Kane, 2 knock-ons and nothing else, says AJK. Although he did make a few tackles throughout the mix, and also some quick hands in the process. That's gone down in the front row. And we have got another scrum reset. And Celtics have Tatum Brown, Brogdon, Gallinari, and now, mate, says John, and also my favourite player of all time is Terry Wright. Only weighs 50 kilos and can take down 100 kilo twice the size. And hopefully Sam is a thinker, or is our thinker on the field. And your Dallas Cowboys NFL fan, football fan also. Here's Kerman. I mean, I have been looking into a few of the other leagues around the world, seeing what we could do in the future. They're actually talking about the fact that they have got a sold-out Eden Park here. And also we were there. The game hasn't even finished. You're already making up excuses. Says it was Juju. Yeah, for that one. And also, who's number 13 of the All Blacks? It was Reiko Ioane. He's been brilliant in this matchup and possibly going towards man of the match if Artie Savea doesn't get it first. Well done, ABs. Now for Australia and South Africa to make it a full Southern Hemisphere house. Oh, yes, in Argentina, says Sowakula. That is going to be another penalty at scrum time against Ireland. They just don't seem to be able to get the footing underneath them. I remember Terry Wright. And then also my favourite player is Elton Yankee, says Italy. Okay, they're going for another scrum here. 10 minutes left in the contest. It's Taval Kaltuanukiafi. I actually thought out of the 2 scrums that Ireland were going to be the more prominent, but we've actually seen just really not a lot of heave. And then Jose Gear. And then ever since Porter shaved his head, we've been bad, says Jack there. And also we have got there. Foster, I will think his job is safe now. He won at Eden Park, says AJ. He joins that record of 28 years worth of wins. But it will be the big testing one of the second and the third test match. I think he is Samoan, call him Chicken Bone. And then Jerry White loved kick and chase, and that'll be enough for the match. Turning it off, Peter Sowakula. He goes off the back of the scrum, scores on debut. And Peter Sowakula, he had the little handling error earlier on, which was something that when he was selected in the side, I was slightly concerned about, but he's been able to run hard just like he did throughout the whole of the Super Rugby season. And Peter Sowakula does manage to score the try in the 71st minute, but it was a big push. Going forward, bounces off the back and then just glides over the tackle, almost hurdling. Oh, that was a bad attempt at a tackle from Joey Carberry. He was not stopping him there. When you just put one arm out to try and stop Peter Sowakula, he's just going to run past it. And also, how was Bodie's performance? He's been solid in this match as well, Bowden Barrett. And now the All Blacks have been able to bring up the 40s, and All Blacks are not done yet. Hi from the Kiwi lads. And from South Africa go the All Blacks. And there as well from Anthony. Hope you are doing well, mate. And also, and this one was obvious man, but this one was obvious man, says the fellow there. Okay. 30 points difference now between the All Blacks and Ireland. Artie Savea sells the big dummy, and he has made a huge amount of meters throughout this game as Gus Fijian. He was actually eligible for Fijian selection, but he turned it down because he wanted to play for the All Blacks. And now he has been able to score himself the try on debut. 2 good All Blacks. There's Bernard there, and also whatever row. Horford is like 50, says Franco, and also Artie Savea for me. Yeah, he is definitely right up there for a chance at man of the match. Now, Jordie Barrett decides to sell the Artie Savea dummy And the process, 72 minutes through, it's another penalty to New Zealand. The penalties have just not been falling the way that Ireland need them to. Like, they've tried many times in the breakdown to try and get it back. And, yeah, it just went wrong. Otherwise, I'm trying to stop Peter Sowakula with one arm. I make you look like a muppet, to be honest, says Sebastian there. That one has not found touch. And now it's a good kick in behind. Is it a 50-22? No, Finley Christie just keeps it in the field of play. And now Beauden Barrett will be kicking it back across. No, decides to give it across to his brother Jordie. He's got the bigger boot of the two. That one goes into touch. And now on the halfway line, it is going to be another line out for Ireland. Still another 7.5 minutes left in this contest, though. It looks like Heffernan will not be returning. I believe he's got an HIA, or he's actually got a concussion, I would think, more than likely. And more so, may the force be with you, Ireland. And also, can this idiot ref play advantage? I know Kane's from the Northern Hemisphere. Brilliant try. And yes, not a great tackle attempt. Excellent moment by the ABs. Well done, says Brian. And yeah, I am looking forward to the next matchup. And also, that's the thing. Ireland, they've got 3 matches in the next 7 days once we get to next Saturday, which is huge for them. Now, Samasoni Takiaho, ball stolen there by the flying winger, Dan Sheehan, in fact, who is running nicely down the wing. Now, Connor Murray, back across to Treadwell Carberry. Quick hands from low, Robbie Henshaw, the rush to fence. That's a good fend. And he's got rid of Braden Eno, Robbie Henshaw. Ball on the inside to James Lowe. It was a brilliant fend on Braden Eno, and now it's going to be the advantage to Ireland. I think Jordie Barrett just got crushed a little bit by one of his own teammates. Now Henshaw slinging pass. Has it gone forward? Yes, it has. So they are going back. And Hamish is secretly hiding his happiness with this result. True unbiased pro commentator in the making, says Steve Smith there as well. I think I'm more in shock that it's not as close as I thought it would be. Like, I said New Zealand by 5, and I thought anything closer to 10 might have been a bit of a stretch, but it's 30 points at the moment, which is huge. Are you still nervous, Amish? Spider-Man? Now I'm nervous for England versus Australia. I think George is actually going to be joining us for that live stream. Have you visited the UK? I haven't, but I would absolutely love to go there. Great team, the Men in Blacks. Well done, you deserve this win to beat the number 1 ranked team in the world. Love the All Blacks. As well, says Enos, and also, why did the AB prop go that way? Says Alice revealed. Now, line out. Oh, it's going to be stolen by Scott Barrett, but taken back. And now Josh Vandenflair, he had an opportunity to score a try earlier on in the match. He's tried to drop his head. What's happened there? He's just pretty much gotten tucked in to a breakdown. Dan Sheehan around the side. In fact, it was Jack Conan. Now Andrew Porter trying to drive just a little bit closer to the line. I'm looking around for a tied furlong. I feel like he really wants the ball, but I don't know if he's still out on the park. In fact, it is Tom O'Toole who is out there now, so he might be able to get himself the try. But Kieran Treadwell goes off to Connor Murray. Now Tom O'Toole close. Carl Tuanuki-Afi drags him down. Murray back to Porter. There are only 2 out now for Ireland, and they're pretty much underneath the sticks. Oh, that's a good shove from Scott Barrett. Or is it? No, it's not. It was a shoulder to the head of the Irish halfback. They've taken the quick tap. Treadwell tries to get some steam up, but he's been driven backwards. And also couldn't even secure Crusaders' final or double blow on the whistle. Uh-oh. Referee's going, you guys come over here. Is it Scooter? Scott Barrett, has he gone to the bin? Okay, 10 penalties per team, and we are yet to see a yellow card in this contest. And also hold on to the possession. And also, come on, Sevu, give us your second try. And also, nobody on the paddock is a donkey. Who would think that? And also, time for that guitar for me heading to work. Thanks for this. Hoping we can do a lot better next time. I'll never give up on my team. Stay safe, says Dennis. Right back at you, mate. And hopefully you do enjoy your work as well. AB's defending well. They have been only a few meters out from the line. Normally, that is where Irish, they do it, or the Island side have got their bread and butter. They normally score tries for fun. They're going to take the quick tap now. Sheehan takes it. Connor Murray off to Andrew Porter. Jeez, he's close. Oh, it's held up. Unfortunately, it's just not getting down over the line. And put Wales still in it early in that same boat. Says it was Steve Smith, and also it's been great to see and hear you again, and it's a fantastic start to the season for the AB, says Cindy Gooch. And also, surely we'll see Falau Whakatawa next week as well, says Nathan. I like to think with the performance that they've had, if it's in Dunedin as well, you might as well play them, seeing as it's his home ground. Goal line dropout. Now off to Hugo Keenan. Connor Murray passes back across to Carberry. Tom O'Toole takes contact, and it is going to be another tackle made by Sam Whitelock. He has had similar game to Sam Kane. Now he's been quiet, like in terms of he hasn't done any of the flashy stuff, but he's made his tackles when he needed to. Now, nicely done once again. Connor Murray passes off to Treadwell. Beautiful pass off to Jack Conan, who goes down on the 22. Now Finley Christie trying to turn it over, unable to do so. Now Tom O'Toole passes back to Bundyaki. Short ball, brilliant low tackle from Braden Inn or Sever Reese. Having to make the tackle as well. They're only 5 metres out now for Ireland. Can they get over the line? It is going to be Connor. No, in fact, it's Joey Carberry. 5 out. Carberry gives it off to Tom O'Toole. Great low tackle from Dalton Papali. Textbook one now. Bundyaki. Oh, that's on the line. That is the try. And Bundyaki adds another try to his resume up against the ABs. And also, as Caleb Clark out, he is currently injured. So that is why he is missing at this point in time. Although I don't think he's too far off being able to come back. But Bundyaki scores the try. And that is in the 78th minute. It's a little too late for Ireland, but that will give them some confidence heading into the next fixture. And yes, yellow cards, red cards destroy the game. And as I said, Spider-Man can also New Zealand already won. And I think Caleb Clark is going overseas. Here's John Hulls. And defensive spot on. Good try, Ireland. Yeah, they had to work extremely hard for it. Bundyaki, though, he got it just down, I believe. But now going to be Joey Carberry, converts it, and now it makes the score 19 points to Ireland and 42 for New Zealand. Well done, Bundyaki, and well done, Bundy. And I prefer Nankerville over Enor, says River knows this. And I do see that it is actually Mark Talia being added into the squad for Will Jordan being out, and Bundy, what a man, and game it in just a few days. And yes, that will do wonders for the confidence. It's still 23 points, mate, says Sebastian. Although they can say we did score the last try up against them. It's the only bit of confidence that they will get out of that try, but they were eventually able to break through with those big forwards because it was actually Bundyaki who had to get the job done, wasn't it? Because that is actually all tries scored by the backs. Oh, Low ended up in the air there. I think Samisoni Takiaho was going to give him a bit of a piggyback ride towards his own 22. Now Josh Van den Flower off to Henshaw. Trying to step through Carlton Okiafi and well done Aki. And there Mark Talia has made his way in, and Aki and David Avili and Jordan. Hope they come back soon, says Jay. It's a penalty to Ireland. Yellow card. Oh, please don't be Scott Barrett. Okay, it's Carlton Okiafi. I was going to say, if Scott Barrett gets himself another card, like he's had too many already. Well, Romania scored the last try as well. Take that, Italians, says Sebastian. And looking good at that suit, Avis. Your suit game is on point. Yeah, we always have the suit on for the big matches. I believe George is coming around for the next match. And the piggyback, I guess the best way of describing it is he was off the ground and he almost ended up on his shoulders. Okay, so Carlton Okiafi, he just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now 79 minutes through. I think I hear a George. Possibly. Peter O'Mahony off to Josh Van den Flower. Sheehan. Nice run forward, 25 metres out. Connor Murray now off to Bundyaki. There could be one more in the tank for Ireland. It's just a loose ball, though. Bowden Barrett trying to shut down Gary Ringrose. And I was like, what a silly ref. Says Alice revealed, and also, yes, yellow for the ABs. And finally, a card, says Clifford. Now, Josh Van den Flower, great hands from Connor Murray. In fact, it was actually Jack Conan was able to hang on to it, holding the ball like he was a halfback. Connor Murray slings it back across. The intensity from Ireland is picked up in the last kind of 2 minutes or so. And it's just, like I mentioned, a little bit too little too late. Ball still on the side of Ireland, close to the touchline. Peter O'Mahony does have a nice run. Sever Reese over the ball, unable to get the turnover. Now Scott Barrett, he's on it. He's lost it though. Now they're trying to take it back, All Blacks, and it stays on the side of Ireland. And also remember, he had the last laugh. This says Steve Smith. And also, where's George Bridge? He is out of the All Black squad completely. He did end up missing out, but this is the 80-minute siren now. One last ball, one last chance here. That's a big shot from Braden Enor. And it's going back for the penalty for the players, flipping straight over the top. I believe there was Samisoni Takiaho and maybe Enor as well, all the way from Rewa. And two good ABs, says Belinda. And George Bridge missed out on selection. He did indeed. Now going for the corner. Another chance here for Ireland to try one last crack at them. If they score a rolling maul try, that would be pretty impressive because that was actually what I thought we were going to see relatively early in this contest. And the Kiwis, the best players for Ireland. What's up, bro? Long time no see. Says Damien. Welcome in, mate. Or Damon, sorry. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are enjoying the result that we have got ahead of us. 42 points to 19 currently for New Zealand. Seriously, George Bridge completely out. Yeah, he is. He missed out because of Lester Whainauku being selected. My voice is trying to disappear. I'm going to have to drink a whole heap of water in between the live stream and try and keep it alive for our next matchup, because it is going to be, another penalty for that one getting sacked. And now, still hanging on to it, Connor Murray passes back across to, it was going to be Kieran Treadwell, once again having another carry. But this says finished, but I don't think the match is quite over yet. Go ABs and full-timers. Now Baniaki with a bit of a slip there. Now Connor Murray passes back across. Nice run, only a couple meters out from the line. Can Ireland get themselves one last try? Jack Conan close. He's going to be held up, I believe. I don't think that one's going to be down. Held up, but they're going back for the initial penalty, and Bridge didn't miss out. It was never an option in the current with the current AB's depth. And also that should be another card. And also whopping score to the ABs. And thanks for the broadcast. Really helps fans not subscribe to a streaming service in the US. Cheers, says Kerman. No worries at all. And we will be back just a little bit into the future, in fact, that we have got our next one. And that will be at 9:45. England versus Australia. Should be an absolutely incredible fixture. And we might even have a guest for that one as well. But Ireland just throwing themselves at the line. Hasn't quite worked out for them yet, but they are now going to be kicking this one for the corner. Once again, we are 82 minutes through, and also cheers for the stream, Harris. Thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you very much, Steve. Hugely appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you for the England versus Australia matchup that is just around the corner. It's going to be a classic, and thanks for an entertaining night, says Patrick. No worries at all. And yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more coming in the near future. And now Dan Sheehan throws that ball in, trying to get the rolling maul going here for New Zealand. It may say that it is finished, but it is not quite over yet. Dan Sheehan waiting to break off at the right time. Dalton Papali, brilliant low tackle mate. And you ain't achieving anything until you beat New Zealand in New Zealand. Cheer for the updates, says Kurt in there as well. No worries at all. Steve Smith, what a legend, says Sebastian. He certainly is. Now Connor Murray back across to Bundyaki. I think Ireland want to play all night here, and they are getting slowly closer towards the line. Tom O'Toole still 5 out. Connor Murray now back. Carberry. Treadwell, he's going to be hard to stop, and he has been just short of the line. Now Connor Murray off to Vanden Flair. Close. I think that's going to be held up, and if he is, it's held up, and that is the end of the contest. And that is going to be full-time, 42 points to 19. Or is it? No, it's another penalty. That's got to... I'm sorry, but New Zealand need another man in the bin if that's another penalty. Because that's like 4 from 5 meters out. And come on, Ireland, one more. And like and subscribe, thanks. And also thanks for everything, bye. Says John there as well. And also we have got there, nice win, AB, says Paul. Although we have still got one more chance for Ireland at this point in time. And last try win. Lunchtime rugby games. Okay, what are they deciding here? Kieran Treadwell's getting a bit more medical attention. But yeah, this says that the game is over. It is actually not over as of yet. We have still got a little bit longer left of this contest. But Kieran Treadwell running hard at the line, extremely close. But the All Blacks only a few meters out from their line have been brilliant for this contest in WTF. As also Bra says, Barry Owens, and also anyone want to score a tinny, says Floyd. And also we have got Southern Hemisphere 1-0, 3 to go. And also well done, New Zealand. Thanks, Hamish. See you later. And well, at least we've made the score a bit respectable, says Brian. Yeah, looking forward to next week when it is going to be at Forsyth Bar Stadium. Right, Dan Sheehan throws it in. We're up to 84 minutes. And are they going to send a guy to the bin? I think they need to send another one to the bin, to be honest. The All Blacks getting away with quite a bit just out from their line. That is great defense. That is now going to be stuck in, and that is the end of the game. And now 42 points to 19. We thought it was the end of the game a wee while ago, but that is going to be the end of it. Now our next live stream that we are doing, it is Australia versus England. And also Sebastian has put that link to the Wallabies versus England preview that we are going to be doing in the near future, or that we have actually already done on the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on this channel, and also be sure to check out our other channel as well, the Kiwi Lad Sport. That is the link that I have just put in the chat. Be sure to check it out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated, and we've got plenty more videos coming up on that channel as well. For the rest of the night, though, we have still got 3 more games of rugby that we are covering on the channel. Australia versus England in about 40 minutes' time. The next game after that is going to be South Africa versus Wales. And then the last game that we are covering of the weekend, it is going to be Scotland versus Argentina. Thanks for the commentary, mate, says Tommy. And also, we have got their full-time GGs. And thanks so much, says Eric. No worries at all. Thanks for covering the game for everyone. Says Big Life Questions Media. And no worries at all. We will be back very soon indeed. And thanks for the commentary, says Bernard. And also, we're awesome to hear your broadcast from Melbourne due to you, says Casey there. But yeah, the next game, Australia versus England, a massive one. And see you in half an hour, mate. Cheers, everyone. Says Sebastian there as well. Great commentary, mate. Says Floyd King. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciated. The All Blacks, they had the better of that game, more of the possession in the second half, and also more line breaks. Penalties conceded, though, they had 14 against them, so they were probably relatively lucky to only end up with one man in the bin. And Ian said, really enjoying the commentary at work in Ireland. Big shout out to the good friends Tom Coventry, Andrew Strawbridge, and Rodney McIntosh as well. Shout out to your friends, Ian, and hope are they also working? Because if they are, hope you are enjoying your day of work, early morning, kind of midday, I think, almost, in Ireland. So I hope you are all enjoying it. I live in Oamaru, so you're not too far away from myself. I need a rent change, and thank you very much. And good on the mighty All Blacks, and good game and good commentary. Great commentary. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your work, brother. Just subscribe to your channel, says Damon. Thank you very much. And Australia, South Africa need to complete the northern or southern hemisphere domination. Thanks, mate. And also Tyrion living in Canberra as well, says Joseph. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back for the next match, England versus Australia, in just a little bit. Thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you all for the